This thing is so creepy looking though. It would look cute if it didn't have like human hairy legs. Oh shit. I want to see that fight. Why are they No! No, get that out of my face. Plus 1000 aura, holy shit. Was that a rock? She threw a rock at him? Yeah, this is amazing. I love this song. I love that guitar. That guitar riff is so good. Wait, is that Santa Claus being pulled in a cart by someone wearing like horns and brown trousers? Maybe to look reindeer? I cannot speak. Reindeer-esque? Just seeing the dog showed up made me feel very emotional. I feel like I'm tearing up, which is so stupid. What's that guy doing? What the hell was that? Aww. Oh, what was that? Oh, I hated that. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are returning to the glorious, hilarious world of Gintama. You guys voted for this to be the next huge set that we check out. I did put a poll up a little while ago, probably about a month ago now, where I had all Bleach endings, all Naruto Shippuden openings, and all Gintama endings were choices on that poll, and you guys voted for Gintama in overwhelming numbers, almost 50% of the votes for Gintama endings. So obviously a lot of you guys wanted to see this. You guys were recommending this a lot in the comments for the opening video. You guys really showed a lot of support for that opening video, and I really appreciate it. It has crossed 10,000 views already, which is absolutely incredible and insane. So here we are going to check out this endings list of videos for Gintama. I know the opening video had what, like 17, I don't know, maybe more than that openings, and that was like a 2-hour video. This one's going to be 30. It's going to be 30. It's going to be Crunchyroll's playlist, so this will be a very long video. If there are other endings that you guys are surprised aren't on this, that you would recommend that I check out for Gintama, or any other miscellaneous openings or things that you would like to see, you know, like maybe special openings, special endings, stuff like that, please do make a list down below, and I will be doing a third video where I check out a bunch of the stuff that I missed. I know that there was an opening, maybe it was like opening 14, something like that, which had 3 versions or something, and people wanted me to check out version 3. I will be checking that out just in a third video, a video coming after this one. So please do make a list down below with everything that you would like to see me check out, so that I don't miss anything, because I want to check all of that stuff out, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have a great time here. With that said, also, I am still wearing, it looks like I only have one change of clothes. I am wearing the same hoodie as last time. It was not intentional, but I think it's pretty funny in true Gintama fashion. You know, we're wearing the same clothes, I guess. So yeah, that's an observation I made. It's an observation you might make if you're watching the opening video and then this video. But yeah, we're just going to dive right into this video. We're going to dive right into these endings. I'm really excited. If you guys enjoy this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below letting me know your favorite ending from this set, and of course anything else you would like to see me check out that is Gintama related in terms of openings and or endings, and I will get to that in another video. But yeah, here we go. Ending number 1. I'm really excited to see what we get here. I hope that it brings the same fun energy as the previous set of openings. Something I really loved about the Gintama openings was that they were very different. Every opening was different from the next or the previous one, and I think that that was a really great showcase of variety, and I hope that we get to see some of that here again. I'm really excited. Here we go. Ending number 1. Let's get right to it. One quick note before we do jump into this though, I would like to say that I might have forgotten a lot of stuff because it has been so long now since I did check out those Gintama openings. In the time between uploading the Gintama openings and recording them, there was several weeks between that, so it's been probably 2 to 3 months since I checked out the openings for Gintama, so I have forgotten a lot of stuff. I've forgotten artists, I've forgotten, you know, some of the little references and stuff, so I do deeply apologize if I miss anything or if anything goes over my head, but I am still equally as excited to check these out today. So here we go. There we are. The facial reactions are always hilarious in this series. Turbo Granny? There's that penguin duck thing. I don't know what that thing is. She's back! That's a cat girl, apparently. Oh, it's just so fun seeing these characters again. She's still beating shit out of this guy. The sword. Bleach! And there's Earth. Is it gonna show? Is that Japan? Oh, what was that? A space shuttle? So this ending really didn't have too much in terms of visuals, but the song was really groovy. It was really fun. I really liked just vibing along to the song, you know, just swinging my body, my head, everything, and just really enjoying the song. It had that kind of energy that I would expect from a Gintama ending, I guess, where, you know, it has that real fun feel. This is pretty much exactly what I was expecting. It's a shame that for the first ending, it is kind of just like a slideshow, you know, not even a slideshow. It's just like a single image sliding upwards, I guess, you know, to compare to another ending that I have seen. You know, I would compare this maybe to the final ending for JoJo Part 5, you know, where it's just panning all the way up. It's kind of doing the same thing where it's just panning up a single image, kind of like the Haikyuu ending as well, where it's, you know, all the teams and it's panning across, kind of similar in that sense, which doesn't mean it's a bad ending, of course. I thought for an introduction or a reintroduction, I guess, to Gintama, this was a lot of fun. I got to see and be reminded of a lot of the things that I loved, I thought were hilarious, and I thought were really unique and quirky from the openings in this ending. To take it back to you know, this point right here, you know, we're seeing all these aliens. I forgot about this penguin duck thing, and they're kind of doing their own thing, and then we pan up here, and then this girl who's always after our main character pops out of nowhere, and I had forgotten that's kind of her thing, where she just shows up and tries to you know, hug him and stuff. I forgot about the cat girl, who I'd been calling a cat man during my opening reactions, which makes it even more funny learning who this actually is or what they actually are. I think that it's just perfectly fitting for Gintama, I guess, and a lot of you guys seem to be saying the same thing, where you were like, wow, the fact he's calling her a cat man is just so Gintama-esque, and I just thought that was really funny as someone who was on the outside, unaware of all these things and unaware of what Gintama is and what it really does, in the sense that it kind of diverts your expectations and it goes against a lot of these tropes where, you know, you typically have these really attractive cat girls and stuff like that, where they just throw a cat woman in here who is not really that appealing to look at, but that's kind of that's okay, that's great, you know. It doesn't have to be that way. It's just kind of like what our brains are trained to expect from what we have seen through the years. Yeah, seeing space pirates and everything, seeing all these aliens as well, has me wondering then why it's showing all our characters in space. Like, I didn't really learn, you know, a lot about the series outside of when I was checking out the openings, because I don't want to spoil myself. And I'm wondering, is there some sort of huge space battle going on? Because we did see more and more of that as the openings went on, and I'm wondering if this is kind of like showing that the humans are no less weird and different from the aliens. The fact that it's showing like the humans in space as well alongside some aliens, I wonder if it's kind of some sort of commentary on that, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure. Again, it's just really cool and really fun. Zooming in, panning up then to show our main character, the man himself, just chilling in space above everyone else, bigger than everyone else. And then some guy off to his right, I think this is the nerdy guy that we did see reading a lot of manga, with the volume of Bleach that we saw in, I believe, opening 3. It was one of the first 3 to 5 openings anyway. And yeah, it's just really cool being reminded of that, seeing the guy with the badminton bat as well. I had forgotten so much of these little cool, little interesting details, and it's just really fun to be reminded of that. But I'm not going to, I guess, talk too much about this one because, like I said, there wasn't too much to analyze here. It's kind of just, you know, a celebration of the series. It feels like showing all these things, you know, the girl slapping the guy, which we saw in so many openings, and I'm sure plays out a lot in the series itself. Let us now move on to ending number 2 and see what we get in this next one. I cannot wait. Let's go. Sunrise, of course. Here we go. Ending 2. Oh, this is cool. A little xylophone. Oh, I love the artwork. It's cute. Not the duck. Penguin. Mr. Raindrop. That's really cool. This thing is so creepy looking though. It would look cute if it didn't have like human hairy legs. Oh, what's he reading? Tree and leaf? Just staring into my soul. Doggy! Oh, it's so cute. Didn't stop it. It's back and it's twirling. Does it ever take the sheet off? Or is there more to this thing that we know? Sharing an umbrella. That's very meaningful in Japanese culture, I guess. So yeah, this one was really, really cute for, you know, the most part. It was really cool just seeing those raindrops at the beginning, you know, just dropping and then the xylophone going off, making the chimes to the tune of the drops falling. It really made me feel great from the beginning. You know, I loved how that played out. I love when the openings or endings and what we see line up sonically. You know, we hear something and something happens at the exact same time. It's always a blast. It's always so cool to see. And seeing that Gintama ending number 2 was able to do that was just really cool right off the bat. So I love that a lot. And the song was just really cool. Mr. Raindrop, I wasn't expecting, you know, an ending focusing on this character of all characters, you know, this little, I was calling them a penguin, but, you know, honestly, they could be a little penguin duck thing or something. I don't know. I guess it's, yeah, I don't know what is happening here because now that I see them close up, I'm wondering if they are even human because, you know, we do see the hairy legs, which was a huge like, whoa, what is that moment for me when I was checking out the openings. But they've got really short little arms here. So I'm wondering if this is kind of like either a child, but then that wouldn't explain the hairy legs, or also some sort of alien, because we do see a lot of aliens in these openings, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is also the case here. But at the same time, you know, those hairy legs are making me think maybe otherwise. Seeing them though go through, you know, the rain with an umbrella up is funny because if it's a duck, ducks aren't supposed to mind getting wet, you know, so it's kind of ironic. But if it's a penguin, yeah, I guess penguins also don't mind getting wet, so I don't know what that means. But seeing them running through with an umbrella, seeing all these other characters, you know, we see our main trio here chilling and their little place. There's some drawings in the background there. There's manga being read by our main character. I don't know what they're reading. I wish that there was a way to actually tell what they're reading. I'm sure someone has been able to figure it out. So if anyone knows what he's reading right here, please let me know. I would love to hear, because that would be really just cool to know that information. And they're just looking out, and she's looking rather like tired, bored, or just kind of like wanting something to happen, I guess. Then we see this other group right here, the group that's, I guess, like the policemen, who are just training and sharpening swords and just doing whatever it is that they need to do. The lyrics were really cute, you know, I'm just a flower on a tree, and then what was it, get up and leave? why must you leave? You know, I don't know if the use of leave right after tree was intentional there, because, you know, leaves and trees and everything, and then there was a talk of flowers right before that. So it's really cool wordplay if that was intentional. I'm sure it was. And the sound of this ending was just really, really cute and fun. I really did vibe with this one a lot. Seeing our main dog show up then and twirl this little creepy thing around, only for him to come right back then and fall. And right at the end, he's walking towards this character that we saw him with all the time in the openings and in the previous ending, I guess, and holding the umbrella up for him. And I think that's really cute and really well done here, and it really just goes to showcase this relationship that the two of them have. This, I don't know if the little creepy little guy is, I say creepy, it's not actually creepy, it's just the big eyes and the hairy legs that I think are creepy, because I can't get a read on this thing whatsoever. You know, I don't know what to make of this thing. And seeing then that he holds an umbrella up for this other guy makes me wonder if they have this symbiotic relationship with each other where they're kind of codependent on one another or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but it's really cute and really cool to see, and I love that it kind of focused on that. It kind of surprised me by going and showcasing us characters that we didn't get a whole lot of shine on in the openings. I really love that we got to see that in this ending here, so that was really cool. But I am now ready to move on to ending number 3 for this video. Ending number 3 for Gintama. Here we go. We're keeping the rain up. Oh wait, this is snow actually, isn't it? High intensity immediately, love it. Of course, the little moped. First ending that we get to see it, funnily enough. Okay. Is he riding out towards it? No, okay. Okay, similar shot to what we would have seen in the openings. The snow just piling on top, that's so funny. Who's that? Space pirate, right? Smile! He smiled! Seeing the snow. So cute. Big dog. Ah, it's so nice. Ah, the quick sign off there was really cool. So I loved that this ending kind of showcased characters just kind of going through life. You know, it's showing the changing of the seasons, it's showing the transition of time goes on and stuff like that. I wonder if this is the kind of series that, you know, it's kind of like they're stuck in this time bubble where you don't really get a sense of the time that's passing, but, you know, you can see seasons change and stuff like that. So I wonder what's actually happening here and how it's done. But seeing then that they're going through life and now that it's snowing and everything and characters are experiencing that perhaps for the first time even, I don't really know. And it's really just cool seeing then towards the end where our main characters, all three of them kind of like each have a moment where they look up and see the snow and start smiling. It's kind of like that wonder and awe of what snow can bring. Like, I know snow is something that just happens a lot of the time. You know, when it's happening and you need to drive somewhere, like, it is annoying that there's snow and ice on the road, but snow is something that can be really beautiful, and it's got this really cool feeling of wonder and awe. And seeing then that these characters experience that, and I just think that was really cute. I love that so much, and seeing that they're all just kind of doing this at the same time, it's beautiful. The song as well, I don't know how to explain it, but it has a sound that I'm used to from Gintama, from the openings anyway, you know, with that real strong, like dirty guitar almost, you know, just coming shining through. It has that same sound, and I think it's very fitting. And I think the visuals as well, great for an ending. Like, I think that this is pretty much exactly what people expect from an ending, what they expect an ending to be, you know, showcasing characters, having a great song in the background, and kind of showing them go through something. And yeah, that's exactly what we saw here. It wasn't the most enlightening, I guess. You know, it didn't really show me a lot that I couldn't already guess or theorize. I don't know who this character was though that was standing by themselves at one point. You know, my thought was that this was maybe the cat girl, cat woman, but I don't see the ears. It's probably really obvious who this is, and I've just forgotten because, you know, it's been so long since I've checked out anything Gintama related. So yeah, I don't know what their deal is. They're standing by themselves and looking away from us. They're one of the only characters in this entire ending we don't see the face of. Everyone else is pretty much facing us except a select few, and I wonder if that's kind of important, you know, regarding who looks at us and who doesn't, who's looking away, who's looking the complete opposite direction. Maybe it's related to what's going on in their heads, if they're looking one direction, looking to the past, looking to the future, looking at us to the present, or looking backwards, as in, like, you know, they're looking, I don't even know what they're looking at if they're looking directly behind. But I can't imagine it's good, you know? So I wonder if, you know, there's kind of play on that in the direction that they're looking, if it's kind of important in that sense, especially for where we're at right now in the series with ending 3, where it plays in the series, you know, related to the characters, etc. Sadly, I don't really have much to say about this. It was a really cool song, really cool visuals. I really did like it, but I think we're already ready to move on to ending number 4. So here we go, ending 4 for Gintama. Let's go. Camera. Oh, all the pictures. That's cool. Cat girl. What is that thing? What is that? With a flower on its head? Oh, the girl tried to get with our main character again. Oh, I like this. The idea of just all these pictures being taken. Gintama. Balls, of course. Golden balls. The way the aliens and humans are just living alongside one another like this is normal is just really funny. I'm sure there's more to it. Power Rangers. What is that thing on the right? Holy shit, terrifying. What are they burning? I'm sure there's an interesting story behind what they're burning. Team photo. Group photo. Oh, it's so cute. That was really cool. Yeah, I really love series that kind of do have these moments where, you know, you get like a group photo, I guess. Like, just stuff like this I love so much. It's really cool. Yet again, it's showcasing a lot of what we're used to from seeing in these openings and endings, you know, from this series. We're seeing the characters that we know and love. We're seeing them do things that we're familiar with, or, you know, we've seen happen before. This girl in the background is still beating the shit out of this guy no matter what happens, even though, you know, they're doing a whole like go to school themed ending, you know, where they're all at school and stuff, the characters, and it's still happening. We're still seeing this girl lust after our main character, even though in this he looks like he's supposed to be a professor, so he's older, so it's kind of weird and creepy in that sense. But yeah, it's just really cool, and I love that it kind of showed a really unique side of Gintama, you know, through the lens of a school setting, and showing us this through these photographs, because, you know, the old saying of, you know, an image or a photo can hold a, you know what I'm trying to say, have 1,000 different something. I don't actually know the saying now that I think about it, but I think you should know what I'm trying to say here, where, you know, a single image can something something. That's really bad. I apologize deeply. I really do wonder what they're burning here, because I'm sure it has an interesting story, and I'm sure it's something that is unexpected, you know, in true Gintama fashion. I could pause it on any frame here, and I'm sure there's a really interesting story behind it, or a really interesting piece of trivia to take away from it. I love seeing our main trio in a band here. I think that's really cool and funny. I'm sure that they make some hell yeah banger music. Seeing them play basketball, the classic slice of life on the left there, where they're running to school with toast in their mouth, you know, they're late for school or something like that. We saw that when End of Evangelion was imitating or mimicking slice of life, and Rei was running to school with toast in her mouth. It's very similar in that sense. I think that's really funny that they're kind of parodying that within this ending, and it's almost like a blink and you'll miss it sort of moment, like every frame in this is. The girl on the right here is wearing the glasses perhaps of our nerdy guy main character. Actually, no, those aren't his glasses. I wonder what these glasses are, you know. I feel like I've seen them before, whether it's in another series or something, I'm not sure. The girl lusting after a main character in the bottom left there. Very standard, typical stuff. I wonder what he's reading there on the top left. What manga that is, because it's making me think of like Space Pirate Harlock, but again, I don't really know anything, so I don't actually know what that is, but I'd be curious again to know if you guys are well versed on what they're reading in this series, because I would love to hear that. I think that's really cool trivia to learn and to know. Song was really cool. I love the drumming, kind of like that, like just kind of drumming everything along and keeping everything moving. And the guitar kind of, you know, there's the lead guitar and there's the rhythm guitar. They're both kind of doing different things there, and I think that is really playful, and the singer's voice is beautiful. I loved how great she sounded in this, and yeah, it's an absolutely fun ending to check out here, full of Gintama-esque moments, and I love it so much. And I'd love to know more trivia about this, because I'm sure this one is jam-packed with little details that I missed here. Like, what is this thing? I don't know if I saw this creature thing in any of the other openings or endings for the series so far. Like, I don't know what this is. You know, having horns pointing down is kind of questionable, because aren't horns supposed to be for protection? So aren't they supposed to be pointing out so that you can use your head as a weapon? So pointing down just seems like a hazard and risk to yourself. But a little flower on top of his head, you know, maybe to showcase that he's a peaceful guy and he's one that comes in peace and he's not actually all about that danger, and that's why the horns are pointed down, is kind of like giving us these little insights into that without actually meeting the character. But yeah, I might be ready now to move on to ending number 5. This is a really cool one to check out. But here we go. Let's check out ending number 5 together. Let's go. Butterfly. Oh shit. Oh, okay. We're getting to see that character from ending 3. Love the grittiness of this song. That drum beat? Hell yeah. Oh shit, that smile! Oh, this is cool. I like this one a lot. Yup! It said yup on my screen. Say less. Oh no! I wonder if all these characters are somehow linked to each other. Okay, so... Okay, I see what you're throwing down here. Yeah, okay, I get it. Those big pupils. Okay. Oh shit. I want to see that fight. As this ending went on, I kind of did pick up on things, you know, like this character here who's with our main character. They grew up together, they trained together, they fought together. And he had this big flowing like headband around his head that flowed out the back with a big ribbon. And then we see him later on, you know, when he's grown up with this eye patch over his face and this band still around his head. So it's kind of ironic that he still has this band around his head, his forehead, but it's not by choice perhaps this time. It's something that he doesn't necessarily want. It's something that he needs and that he has to have, and it's probably due to an injury that he's had across his time within this world, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. The song being called Shuura, I see. Isn't that related to like the devil? So that's kind of interesting. This guy looks creepy as hell. I hate those eyes. The fact that there's no color in them. It's just like this big bottomless pit of an eyeball that he has in both of his eyes. Kind of crazy. I was saying I wonder if these characters are linked to each other. Like, I know that's like awful analysis, but the fact that it shows them in some sort of sequence, like, you know, it shows him and then it shows her and then it shows this thing and then it shows the other guy. I wonder if there's like a link between each of them, or depending on the order that it showed them, like there's more than just, you know, they've met each other, they've run into each other, they have this bond, they have this friendship, something like that. I wonder if there's something deeper based on the order that it showed them. Wasn't really able to learn that though from this. But, you know, seeing shots that I'm familiar with from the openings where it's showing flashbacks to when our characters were younger and they were fighting on these crazy intense battlefields, it's really cool to see that again in an ending. And the song as well had so much energy, so much passion. I love the drum beat that was just going the entire time. The guitar and bass really did overtime too. They were really fun to follow along with, and the song was just incredible. I love the vocals, I loved the sound, I loved everything about it. It was really cool and really fitting for the darkness and the grayness and everything that we saw in this ending. The sound and the visuals were so great together, so perfectly paired, and it was just really cool to see. I love that Gintama has done that a lot, where, you know, the song and the ending, the song and the opening really just felt like a match for one another. Like, you can't tell which was done first because they are so perfect for one another. This is another one of that. And yeah, I don't really, I guess, have a lot to say. You know, showing these characters at the end, I wonder if they're kind of villains and they're, you know, on the other side of the table, you know, they're not with us, they're against us, and we're seeing them, and maybe the order that it shows them is related to the order it showed the other characters earlier that we're very familiar with. And I guess it all culminates with this fight at the end between these two, if that is what actually happens here. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I wonder if this is kind of how this all culminates. This fight, this battle, everything just is very important for both of these characters. And it's kind of like they're overcoming something from their past. They're settling some sort of difference. Something is happening. And I think that's really cool that we got to see that here. But at the same time, I can't imagine they don't make up, because I believe I did see this guy with the eye patch in later openings and perhaps even fighting alongside our main characters. So I imagine this is just kind of like a spat that they have. And it's very intense at the time, but they kind of get over it as the series goes on. And that might not be the case though. I don't remember entirely, but that's what I believe anyway. Really, really cool ending here. I love that every ending so far has been so different, and the visuals have been so different, the songs have been so different, and it's just pure Gintama fun here. And I think we're going to continue that into ending number 6 here. I am kind of going pretty fast through these analysis. I know I generally will spend a little bit longer talking about each ending or opening, but I'm aware that there are 30, and I'm aware that I'm going to be exhausted by the end of this if I keep up with the 10-minute analysis. So we're going to move on to the next one. I apologize. I hope that my analysis is enough though, and we're going to check out the next one right now. Alright, we're going to let this play out as we head into ending 6. Here we go. Okay. That single key being hit? Interesting. Oh, the golden sun. Golden hour, of course. This sounds like something I would have heard in the early 2000s. It's really cool. She's always smiling. I think that's really cool. She saw a shooting star. She sees several shooting stars. Oh. And they're all smiling. Everyone's looking. Why is she not smacking some guy? Who's this guy? This is a really like nice feel-good ending. This really was so feel-good. I really like this one. This one, yeah, that one was absolutely beautiful. The visuals, yet again, kind of just showing us these bonds and relationships that different characters have. You know, our main trio are together. It's kind of interesting that it shows them looking out towards the same kind of sunset or the same kind of scenery from two different times of the day. You know, at golden hour, at the crack of ass, essentially, you know, early as shit in the morning, they're looking out and they're smiling at the light, the sun, and then at the end they're looking out from the same place towards, you know, the nighttime, and there's shooting stars, there's some sort of comet shower, something like that anyway. It's reminding me kind of the snow where they were looking out in awe, but obviously this is different. You know, they're looking up to a cosmic event, essentially, you know, something that doesn't happen very often, and it's an absolutely beautiful scene, and it's really cool showing that from two different points in the day. I don't know what to make of that, whether them looking out at daytime and then looking out at nighttime. It's kind of telling us that despite the time of the day being different, they're the same. They stayed true to themselves, stayed true to their relationships and everything that they hold dear to themselves. I'm not actually sure. I really don't know how to analyze that whatsoever. It's maybe also just showing that they kind of can just sit around all day and do nothing, but still find beauty in the world, find beauty in the moments that they experience together. It's maybe something similar to that, but yeah, I'm not good enough to analyze specifics like those. So, you know, it's just really cool to see. Showing also, you know, the other characters looking out and being in awe. Some of them are looking out in awe and some of them are just kind of watching. And I guess the way that they're looking is kind of telling us a lot about the characters that they are, the way they think, the way they are. Right before this, though, we see this group of characters, you know, the policemen, I guess you could call them. But then right after that, it shows, well, obviously it shows her. It's got to show her. But then this guy, this is, I would imagine, the same guy who had the eye patch on, because instead of an eye patch, it's reminding us of when he was younger and he had this really ribbony, flowy headband on, but this time it's a scarf. So I imagine this is the same character. He looks like the clothes he's wearing are very similar to the police kind of outfits or costumes, whatever they are, outfits, I guess. But he's standing out alone and he's standing up on top of something, staring out. And he's got his back to us. So I guess he's not entirely over whatever happened in the previous arc or what was happening during the previous ending. And I don't really know what to make of that. I wonder if he's okay and he needs time to get over something. Because it's really interesting that we see him looking away from us and everyone else is looking towards us, or towards, you know, the side, out towards the beautiful sky that is happening right now. Everyone just is in absolute awe. Even our main character here smiles. You know, it's something that we don't see a lot, but we've been seeing a lot in these endings, him smiling, you know, whereas in the openings I feel like there were a lot of openings where he was just kind of existing, and then there was the occasional one where he would smile, and I feel like a lot of these endings have been showing him smile, and that's really nice. I love seeing him smile because I feel like he's the sort of character that when he smiles, you know he's experiencing an actual genuine moment of joy, a genuine moment of happiness. And yeah, I feel like that's kind of what this is showing us here, and I think it's really beautiful, and especially with what we saw in this ending. But yeah, I think that the song, incredible. It was so good. It really just made me feel so great inside. And yeah, I think I'm ready now to move on to the next ending, which would be ending number 7. So let's see what we get in this next one. Okay, single light shining down. That drum kicking in. Oh, hell yeah. Why are they all shirtless? Why are the boys shirtless? Okay. Why are all the boys shirtless in this one? Is this one for the girlies? Like... That's actually pretty funny that all the boys are shirtless. Every single one. Okay. Different levels of buff shoot being shown there. Gone. What is that thing that he's holding? Why are they No! No! Get that out of my face! Oh god. That was awful. Oh god. How can I talk about anything else when we just all experienced that together? That was awful. That was terrifying. That was scary. That was all of the above, and I never want to see it again. But for you guys, I'm going to look away. Here it is again. You're welcome. And yeah, this opening was really funny. Why has he got his hand down his shorts? What's going on there, mister? You know, that's kind of weird. Smoking with one hand, so your hand's going to be stinky, and then a hand down there. Ooh, don't shake this guy's hand. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, this one was really, really interesting because I saw like the first two characters, you know, our main two guys, you know, our main character and this guy, shirtless. And I was making the joke of like, oh, shirtless boy opening, you know, why are they all shirtless? But it continued the entire opening and all we saw were girls. All we saw were guys and they were all shirtless. And I don't know what to make of that. I don't think there's supposed to be... I feel like it's kind of just like a little Gintama joke, you know, like all the guys are shirtless here and you know, they're all different levels of buff. Not all of them are like big and strong. You know, we did see that little alien guy that was really scrawny and weedy, and then the other alien which was pretty big. So I guess it's just like a little Gintama joke, but it's also kind of interesting. I have never seen anything like this where we have an ending of just all the guys in the series just shirtless and working out, doing whatever they are doing. Yeah, I made the joke also. I wonder this one's for the girlies. That was just a joke, you know. I'm not I don't know what the intention for this one was, but it's really funny and the song was really cool. I liked it a lot. That guitar just in the background is just really cool to hear. It's an absolute blast of an ending here. It's just, it sounds so crazy. It sounds so good. The visuals are very funny and interesting. I don't know really if I learned a whole lot because it's not really showing anything story-wise, I feel like. But then again, is Gintama's series with a really deep story? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe this is as deep as the story gets, this ending right here. But yeah, really, really cool one. And I think I'm ready now to move on to ending number 8. So let's go and see what we get in this next one. Oh, it's like a wall of noise immediately. Love it. That drum, it's so loud. It's great. Guitar? What? Motorbike. No! What is happening here? Speed of flow? Speed of flow. That's so funny. I really love the sound of this. Those hairy legs, put them away, please. Edo 1000. This takes place in the Edo period, right? Plus 1000 aura, holy shit. What is happening there? Oh, that's really funny. That was a really interesting ending right there. I think it's funny that we kind of see, you know, our main character always use a moped, and then we see this motorbike and it's like, huh, that's interesting. That's not what we're used to. And then it's, oh, Peanut, you okay? And then it's the duck penguin thing, whatever it is, that is riding on it. And he's got this really cool jacket, and he's got these, like, you know, biker glasses, I guess, like, I don't know what you'd call them, the scarf flowing, and at the end he starts smoking a cigarette too. Like, he just seems so, like, so cool. But I don't know what to make of this thing. I really, like I said earlier during ending number 2, I cannot get a read on this thing whatsoever. I don't know if this thing is, if it even speaks, like what its deal is. I don't know. I don't really want to know either, because I'd love to experience that and get that real, like, surprise kind of feeling and moment if I was to ever check out Gintama. But yeah, I really don't know what to make of this thing whatsoever, but I think it's really funny that that's the case. I think that that's honestly pretty hilarious, and I feel like this ending being as strange and interesting as it was feels very Gintama. I love the song. The song was just like this wall of noise with this drum, like almost industrial sounding. I don't know what to describe it as, because it sounded like it had this real echoey clang to it, like the drum anytime it would kick in and just have this real clung sort of sound as the song continued. And the guitar as well had this really cool riff. I really like the riff. The singer's voice sounded very familiar, actually. I wonder if I know who the artist was for this ending. If I don't, though, maybe, I don't know. It just sounded really familiar, and I love that a lot. And the ending was just pure playful and fun. I guess there wasn't a whole lot in terms of visuals, you know, it was kind of just driving from one place to another. But I guess with the context of what I'm used to, like I was saying during the Gintama openings, I think it was around opening 8 or something, I was like, okay, well, I know what's going to happen. It's going to start with the moped, is going to start with them on the moped, and then it's going to show the logo. I was expecting that every Gintama opening, and so the fact we've only seen, I guess, the moped in one ending so far, and we're on ending 8, but for it to show a motorbike, I guess, really just goes against everything I expect from Gintama. And I feel like that's part of the joy of Gintama. I feel like I know what's coming. I feel like I'm used to this series. I feel like I'm getting used to what the wackiness is. But then it just throws a curveball at me and shows me something completely different from what I'm used to and what I thought was kind of like the formula for the series. And yes, I might be making a big deal out of what might be nothing, but I guess I'm just trying to emphasize the fact that I don't know what's coming during these whatsoever, and they always surprise me. And the motorbike is one huge example of something that kind of threw me for a loop. But yeah, absolutely incredible ending there here. This might be my favorite so far. I also really did like ending number 2, but ironically their endings that solely almost focus on this character right here. So this character right here bringing the heat when it comes to the endings. I love to see what comes next here. Let's move on now to ending number 9 and see what we get in this next one. All right, we're gonna let this, oh, it started in sooner than I thought. Ending 9. Oh, they're all kids, so cute. Is he blocking out the sun? What's happening there? It's a lot of kids. I thought it only really showed 4 of them. Or 3 or 4 of them when they were younger. A paddle fell in his nose. He sees a butterfly flying. Freedom. Nice flow. All kids. Badminton bat guy. Not the aliens. Oh god, what was that thing on the left though? Oh no, they're all running away from... Oh, he's probably got a real tragic backstory. Was that a... Was he with an older version? Like an older big duck? penguin? Aww. This was another adorable and surprising ending for Gintama. I'm never expecting the real touching, beautiful endings or openings for this series. I don't know why. I'm just always expecting some sort of silliness. And I feel like, you know, this ending right here was kind of the biggest example of an ending that is very much serious, you know, in terms of what it's showing us. You know, it's showing our characters all in school, I guess, which is surprising because I thought anytime it showed them when they were younger, there were only like 3 or 4 of them, and they were all being trained by that guy with the long hair there. So I wonder now that it's showing like a whole school, whether something happens to the rest of them or what happens. I don't actually know, but it's really nice seeing then the petal fall in his nose and he looks out the window and sees this beautiful shining light butterfly flying away. I wonder if golden butterfly is some sort of wordplay in Japanese, because I know I was told in the comments that Gintama is kind of wordplay and sounds like Kintama, which is golden balls, which is hilarious because I was hearing that a lot in Dandadan. And I wonder then if golden butterfly is something similar, if there's some sort of wordplay there that's maybe being missed by me or going over my head. But the fact he looks out and sees it fly high in the sky is just really touching and beautiful because, you know, butterflies, they have so much freedom. They can fly wherever they want. They're so beautiful and they can just do whatever. And so he's looking out at it and it's almost like he's longing. He's got this real sense of like wanting, seeing this beautiful thing flying so high, free to do whatever it wants. And then it starts showing all these other characters. I guess this is our main nerdy guy on the left here, you know, part of the main trio. And he looks like he's just chilling, having a good time. You know, they're all kids. This girl, I don't know what's happening there, but she obviously wants something and they don't want her to have it, or they're fighting her on it. And she just looks like she's full of like light. She's a ray of sunshine and she's just this real joyful, fun character. And that's even shining through in this ending where she's a child and, you know, she looks the exact same. You know, all the characters look the exact same. They're wearing pretty much the same clothes, which is really something funny about this Gintama series. You know, I feel like these characters never wear anything different at all. I wonder if there's ever episodes where they're washing their clothes or anything like that. Maybe that's what the previous ending where they were all, you know, shirtless was. Maybe they were washing their clothes for once, who knows. But that's a funny thought in itself. And we see her with this guy and yeah, I wonder if she's gonna punch the other guy for him. And then showing just all these other characters, all these aliens running away scared of this guy right here. I wonder what that's about. We see that the flower hasn't bloomed yet on his head, but he's probably a character who has a lot of like sadness to his upbringing and his like backstory, because everyone's running away almost scared of him, but he's probably got this real beautiful soul unexpectedly, and this is kind of terrifying. You're telling me that there's a family of these things? Like, oh, I don't know what to think of that, brother, but you know, that's just really interesting. The song was so good. I love the song so much. Let me hear it again. Love this little breakdown with the flow right there. It's just really cool, and the instrumentation in the background is just really interesting and it's really different, and I love those sounds right here, like that tone. I don't know if that's an instrument or if it's just electronic, but you know, like the tones of like the ding 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 stuff like that. It's just really cool and it really gives a lot of life to this, and it really does have this kind of strangely nostalgic feel, like those tones and notes like that. And I think that's very fitting for an ending like this where we, you know, see them all younger and stuff. All these characters that we know and love at this point in all these endings and openings, we see them younger, and I think that it's really fitting for an ending like this to have those kind of notes. I don't know why they sound nostalgic to me, but they do. And yeah, really, really cool ending here. I think I'm ready to move on to the next one. So let's see what we get in this next one. Oh, and also like the fact that the butterfly then lands, probably some sort of literal meaning in the sense that, you know, freedom comes at a cost or something, and you know, you have to land every now and then, you have to keep yourself grounded. I don't know, but yeah, let's move on to the next one. Ending number 10, I think. We are entering double digits. Let's go. Oh. Beautiful voice. That thump. I really like when series do paneling like that for credits. Oh god, what's happening there? Is he trying to kill this guy? Wow, look at her. Beautiful. Why are they on a banana boat? That golden statue in the background being, you know, the private area being blocked by that head, thankfully. Oh, this is really beautiful. Oh, look at her. She is flying. Endless sea. Oh, the doggy's here. So cute. We need more of this dog. Oh, oh, good boy. Or girl. We're sprinting. You can't outrun the dog. What the hell? Oh, that's so cute. That was adorable. I've been saying it a lot, but that was a very cute ending. And yeah, just so different from what I had come to expect from Gintama. And I absolutely adored it. This is such an adorable ending right here. And I just absolutely loved it. This was so good. This was really, really cool. And very different from what I expected. This scene right here showing all the characters was really, really funny because I feel like it showcased a lot of personalities right here. You know, we see this girl right in front of us who is like a sand. You know, she's buried in sand, but you know, all the private areas are covered and it's very sensual almost. So that's probably a huge part of her character. You know, she's always trying to seduce our main character, I guess. And we see in the background here the duck and this guy who's always with them. And they're not exactly making a sand castle, they're just making a mound. It's almost like they're just gathering sand and they're not really doing anything with it. So I don't know what to make of that. I guess it's kind of showcasing that they're just like, I don't know if it's laziness or just like no kind of organization. They just do whatever. In the background, you know, we see like characters training. Don't know what that's about. We see the alien stretching, kind of creepy looking. And we see our space pirate running towards the sea, always looking out for adventure, I guess. And this Catwoman right here is scary looking, of course, as always. We see this green-haired girl covering the private area of this guy in the background, dressed up like a statue, just spread eagle. And it's really, really curious to see that. And yeah, I feel like there's a lot to see here, but I'm not exactly catching all of it. I wonder why these characters on the banana boat look so short. There's a camera crew in the background. Someone's caught a shark right here. What's up with that? This guy or girl, I can't tell, who's always looking out towards this girl right here, the real beautiful one with the dress on. Behind them, someone playing ball, of course, and someone about to be executed with a sword. Like, what the hell is up with that? They're just about to literally be murdered as they're sitting down to drink something. And the buff squad on the left here, don't know what to make of that, but there's girls behind them just looking at them. That's basically the whole ending. You know, her running the entire ending was so beautiful and so charming almost. I don't know how to word that better, but you know, it was just so captivating to see that, and then the dog to show up, and then to see at the end that she is running towards the other two of the main trio. It's just so beautiful, and I really think that this was an absolute heartwarming ending right here, and I loved it so much, and I'm really excited now to check out ending number 11. So let's move swiftly on to it. What a beautiful song that was too. Okay. Really like the rhythm of this one so far. This looks like a similar shot from one of the openings. Can't remember which. Yeah, this is very much reminding me of an opening. I wonder if they're related, because we do see them together, like here and there. Umbrella? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, seeing him running this time. That's really cool. We saw that in opening 13, I believe. Oh shit, he's got those serious dead eyes. Oh, it's so cute and beautiful. She put the umbrella down so she can feel the rain. All the training has paid off, I hope. Oh, that was really cute. Why are these Gintama endings all so beautiful and cute and just adorable and just really great at capturing those feelings of just real joy and heartwarming, I don't know, niceness, goodness. It's just really interesting that we get a lot of these endings, whereas the openings were kind of just all over the place. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean that in the sense that we didn't know what was coming. We were getting something that was just silly. We were getting something serious. We were getting something that kind of blended both. We were getting, you know, there's just so much in the openings, whereas these endings have very much been like, let's have the viewer leave on a positive note. Let's have the viewer leave on a real beautiful note. And these endings have been absolutely incredibly beautiful. And I have huge respect for the team at being able to create so many of these that feel so different but give you the same feelings. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but I hope it's coming across the way I intended to. So I think it's really interesting that this ending focuses on this guy right here for the most part. Like, he's in the ending more than any other character, I guess, besides maybe the mean girl. So it focuses on him a lot. And the leaves are falling, kind of indicating that it's autumn/fall. And I wonder if that's important for his character, if he's kind of like an earthy, grounded type character, or one that struggles to see beauty in the world, or struggles to see maybe the point in things. I don't know. Like, I don't know really how to interpret his character. I feel like I have a sense of the rest of the characters and their personalities, but him, I know he is one of the main trio, but he is probably the biggest question mark I have in terms of who he is, what he's about, what his personality is, what he aims to do, his goals, everything like that. I understand that he's probably someone who wants to be trained by our main character, and he shows up and he wants to be trained because we see him training with a sword a lot in these openings and endings, and I guess that's what his whole deal is, his gimmick, if you want to say that. But at the same time, I don't really know much about him from these openings and endings. She is looking out in the rain with the umbrella out. He's looking out, and we see a lot of characters just kind of looking out towards something, but then, you know, we see them running towards something, and it's really cool. And then we see her drop the umbrella to reach up to the rain, and she's smiling. We see, where is he? We see him training like hell, and he's got this crazy look in his eyes. We see him reaching a destination, looking up and smiling. Like, it's just really nice to see that all that effort he put in running paid off, because he's happy now. He's looking up and seeing something that makes him happy. But this guy right here wipes his brow and then continues to look out. I don't know if he's necessarily happy with his hard work, if he's happy with the hard work he put in, the outcome of it, or anything like that. He looks like he's still looking towards something. He's not finished just yet. I don't really know. And he's looking out, and then we see the leaves falling around him, kind of to indicate, you know, death, change, transition, perhaps. Maybe this is the transition period in this character's life. He's transitioning into something, perhaps, and he's looking out and seeing this city and smiling, and it's just really beautiful. It was a really nice, well done ending right here, and I have huge respect to everyone for compiling so many of these endings so far. And I know we're only, you know, 11 out of 30 so far, but this has been so great to check out. And I think that the song here was incredible. I loved the sound. I loved everything about it. It was just another great song, and yeah, huge props. And let's now move straight on to ending number 12. Why stop the train here? Why not just keep going? So let's go. Ending number 12. Here we go. Moped? Moped? There it is. Love that instrumental introduction, by the way. Is she looking in a different direction? Ah, okay. Oh, she's sad. Okay. Her eyes are so... What's the word? Go off. I really like this song. Oh, okay, we're starting to see Aniki show up. And he's just as straight face as ever, just moving to his next destination, just going from place to place. Oh, the smile. Oh, the smile. Oh, the smiles mean so much to me. And I haven't even seen this series. I don't know. Oh shit, this next one looks really artistic. I love it already. The smiles in this series mean so much to me, and I haven't even seen it. I don't know what it is about these characters, but just seeing them smile really just makes me feel so good inside, and it really just... It's making me smile, and I just love it so much. What I was trying to say earlier was her eyes are very emotive, I guess. You know, like there's a lot of emotion and expression. They're very expressive. That's the word I was looking for this whole time. Her eyes are so expressive. Her face is so expressive. And I really love that. And that's why, you know, seeing moments like these where she is looking sad or she's looking out and she's looking rather down, and then seeing like moments later, she's like a dog, a curious dog, and just one that's like looking out, you know, like, or like a cat, I guess, you know, just looking around, just following whatever she sees. She is very much someone who seems like a child in this world, you know, seeing everything for the first time. And that's kind of the feeling I get from her a lot of the time in these endings and openings. And then towards the end, like, we do see her smile, and it's so nice to see. Like right here we start to see, like, seeing her smile right there it means everything because of what we saw previously in the before that at the start of this ending. And yeah, I just love it so much. I love that we see that transition, we see that change, and it's almost like it's because our main character is showing up and he's brought sunshine into the world. Like, let me see, he's riding through the darkness, but he's riding towards the light, right? And they're kind of just in this twilight section where they're between both, and we see him riding out and he brings the light with him, and then he shows up with the light pretty much to these characters and changes their lives, changes their worlds, changes their expressions, changes so much for them and makes them happy. And it's really, really beautiful, and I love it so much. It's simple storytelling, but it's so effective, and I love it. It's so good. The song as well really just built up and had these real almost explosive moments of sound, and it really just brought energy and emotion to the song, everything that we were seeing here. And yeah, I loved it. This is definitely also one of my favorites so far. 8 and 11, I think this is, right, are my favorites probably so far. This is a really, really great ending. I loved it a lot, and I loved the feelings that it gave me as well. Like, I'm not gonna forget those feelings either. That's a huge part of how much I enjoy these openings and endings. It's how it makes me feel, and this one made me feel great. This one brought out a lot of positive emotions and feelings, and yeah, huge props. I think though we're ready to move on to ending number 13 or 12. I don't actually know, I've lost track. So let's move on to the next one and see what we get in this next one. Here we go. Oh hell yeah. I'm surprised we're still in 4x3. Oh, I love it. Oh, this is everything. This is so cute. And he's just singing in the background. Oh, it's adorable. Behind him. Oh, it's so cute. This one's making me really happy. The sun has a face. Oh no, what happened there? But they're still continuing, no matter what's happening in the background or in the forefront. They just continue on in their journey, no matter what. I love that it cut away and had this moment that changed the style of this ending just for her to punch the guy. That's like the best bit of this series. Oh, the big dog right at the end. Oh, so cute. I love this. This is my favorite visually so far. I love the song as well. This is a great one. I love this ending so much for everything that it had. Song, visuals, storytelling, very simple, but it was so good. And I love that little cutaway moment for a gag right here. This gag right here, it's like my favorite bit of this whole series. Is that blood on the ground? Holy shit, she beat the shit out of this guy every time. It's so funny. I love it so much. It's my favorite bit in all of these openings and endings. And I'm sure that every time it happens in the series, it's so good too. But it's so good that it cut away from the style of this ending just to show a moment like that, which looked very much like the style of the anime series itself. So good, so perfect, so fitting, incredible, great. 20 out of 10 ending right here. It was pretty simple in the sense that it showed the same thing kind of looping over and over, and then just some characters coming and going, but it was so good. I loved it so much, and yeah, it just made me feel great again. There's a dog barking outside, which is really annoying. I apologize for that. There's just like this one really annoying dog that lives next door that just is always barking. But yeah, I think we're already ready to move on to the ending number 14. So here we go. Great one. I love this so much. The song was so fun. The visuals were so fun. Let's go. Ending number 14. Just some quick context. I am recording this the following day from the previous openings. Endings. I'm recording this the next day after the endings that we just checked out. The reason being, the dogs that you were hearing in the background, they did not stop for a very long time, and they were outdoors, so there was nothing I could do about it. So I kind of just had to, stop recording then. But we're back today, and we're hoping to get the rest of these done. Hopefully there's no more disturbances. If there are, I apologize. It shouldn't really make a difference for the purposes of this video, but I just apologize in the sense that if I've forgotten something or references or some of the music or anything from any of the previous endings that I'm not relating to something that we see today, that's a shame. I do like to check these out in one sitting, but sadly that was not to be. But here we go, on to the next ending. Let's go. Okay. We're still in 4x3 surprisingly at this point. Oh. Voice sounds very familiar. What's with her eye? Oh, she's like some sort of cyborg robot? That's so funny. Not her making the really bad food again. Oh shit. Another character using a gun. Is she? No, that's not the same girl who beats him up, right? I really like this ending a lot, actually. Oh, the smile. That's so cute. So that was ending number 12? That was ending number 14. Okay, so I looked it up and it turns out she did an opening, or maybe it was ending. I didn't actually take a good enough look. I apologize. For Sea Destiny, and that makes a lot of sense because that voice sounded so familiar in my head and I couldn't figure out why. And I did really enjoy that opening. Or maybe it was ending for Sea Destiny. Again, I'm forgetting. I didn't take a good enough look. But yeah, no, it was a really good one. I love her voice so much. It really is just so powerful, despite her sounding really soft. Like, her singing voice is rather soft, I guess. But it is really powerful. Like, it just shines through and it really just takes over this whole opening right here. And despite the fact, you know, you have like people in the background, you know, backing her up, like the backing singers, obviously we get this part. The come on baby. That's just so funny. That shit's hilarious. I was not expecting it. I was like, oh yeah, really like the flow of this song. It's really nice. And the visuals as well, you know, it's perfectly Gintama. It's showing us a lot of stuff that we're very used to. You know, we're seeing not everything, but you know, we're seeing a robot mecha cyborg girl. I don't think I recall seeing her before in any of these openings or endings. And then after that, and I don't think either we had seen our main characters drinking prior to this either. Maybe that is not true. Maybe they have shown that in another part before. I'm not sure. Is that our MC and our like co-MC right there that are fried? Yeah, that's actually really funny. I don't know what's happened there, but it doesn't look like it was anything good. This shot right here where he just looks really annoyed with them just popping up and singing is so funny. I guess these three can be seen as mascot type characters. Like, you know, a lot of big series will have their mascot type characters. You've got One Piece with Tony Chopper. You've got a series I haven't seen but I am aware of. You know, Fairy Tail has, I think it's called Happy. I think that's like the kind of mascot type character. And you know, there's just generally a lot of mascot type characters within series like these. And I guess you could say these three could be seen as the mascot types. Though I don't know what that thing on the left is. That looks like a baby bell that was stretched out with eyes and a mouth. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I don't like it. It looks awful. It looks terrifying. I don't like the way it's got eyes. I don't like the way, I don't know what it is. The duck penguin thing in the middle, you know, just looking as the same as always. I'm also realizing now that it has like these eyelashes on top of its eyes. I wonder then if that means it's a girl, or if that's not the case at all. I don't know. And then, of course, the most adorable little dog of all time. I say little even though it's huge and it towers over all our characters. On the right, so adorable, so cute. We get reminded of a lot of familiar scenes. You know, we get to see her making the most god-awful food ever that I'm surprised there isn't like a purple stink, a purple like terrifying aura around this food, because everything she makes looked to be awful in the other openings and stuff. And yeah, we just see then a lot of characters, a lot of situations that they get themselves into, and then it ends with our main girl right here sitting alone. She's been walking alone this entire ending with her umbrella. I wonder if this is an arc in which she realizes some things about herself, she overcomes some of her doubts, overcomes something from her past, something like that maybe, and this ending shows her then sitting by a lake, I guess, or a river. I don't know what this is. I guess it's a river, and it's almost like she's contemplating, but there's all these like glow flies. I don't know what these are. They're fireflies or what they are, but they're glowing, and it's showing like this, it's to represent some sort of beauty and everything, despite the fact that the rest of the surrounding area looks a little bland. Right after this, it shows the other two from our main three and the dog, of course, show up and look at her, and they're like, oh, there she is, you know, and they're looking out at her, just letting her do her thing. They're not trying to like call her over, beckon her over, or interrupt what she's experiencing, what she's feeling, what she's going through right now. And she turns around and look at that smile. Like, that's so cute. That is so, like, it feels so nice. I don't know what it is, but like seeing all these openings and endings and seeing them smile like this just means so much. As someone who hasn't even seen the series, I can't even imagine what it's like as someone who is invested in this series and knows everything, knows what they're going through, knows the ins and outs of the series. I can't imagine what it feels like to see characters like these smiling, because I'm sure it's on a completely different level from what I'm feeling, and I'm feeling great. But yeah, that was ending number 14. I think I am ready to move on to ending number 15, so let's move on to that next one and see what it is that we get. Okay, this is so different. The chime in the background is really nice. I like that. The strawberry milk. Wonderful day. Wasn't there an ending or an opening like Beautiful Day or something? Everyone's gonna show up. Was that a rock? She threw a rock at him? Holy shit. Oh, the heart burst before it reached him. Did she throw a rock at him? I just gotta know. He's still looking at her though. Aww. Seeing them all walking together is really sweet because they look like they do go through some rough patches. But at the end of the day, it's like they're all just one big family. And to be able to do that with such a large cast, incredible. Oh, we'll put it back a little. Yeah, so I think that one of the strong points of Gintama is that it seems that because it is a huge, very long series, it looks like it does maybe actually give the side characters a lot of time and attention, because we see so much of them in these openings and endings, and it's something I haven't really commented on yet, but the fact that we see them so much in every single opening and ending really gives me hope that by the end of this series, we are so attached to all of them. They just look like one huge big family in cases like these, where, you know, where they're all walking together. Obviously, in some openings, we saw like they were all chasing after our main trio, or they looked like there was some strife, some sort of, you know, disagreements or just stuff like that, where they were at ends with each other. They were at odds with each other, I guess, and they were like, you know, not exactly getting along. But at the end of the day, I think the message of this ending, and I think the message of what Gintama probably tries to present, is that despite all of that, your disagreements, the things that you don't agree on, the things that maybe set you apart and like make you compete with each other, collide, anything like that, you can just set those aside and you can just come together and you can have a wonderful day, as this ending is telling us. It's a really, really beautiful ending right here. The song was very touching. The visuals really just were very heartwarming as well. There wasn't a whole lot going on in the visuals, of course. You know, it's just really showing them all walking alongside one another. But it's the fact that it does show that is really, really nice to see, because I feel like in a lot of series, for example, I'll throw out an example. I know it's not a great example, but it's kind of something that it's reminding me of, but I'm not comparing the two, okay? JoJo Part 4, you know, you've got like a slice of life style arc or part for JoJo, and it's taking part in this one town, opposed to, like, you know, it being this grand scale, you know, adventure where they're going around, like they're traveling the world like they were doing in previous parts. In Part 4, it's grounded, it's situated in one place, and so you get to grow accustomed to the characters, you get used to them, and you get to learn more about them, and you get to love the side characters as well. But sadly, because it is only one part with maybe 100 and something chapters, 40-50 episodes, I can't remember the exact number, you do eventually get to the point where we're not seeing the side characters so much. They maybe show up once in a while, but it's really just focused on our main characters. And I guess Gintama is probably the same, where, you know, the main focus is on the main characters. But this gives me hope. Seeing all these openings and endings, it gives me so much hope that they show up in a real prevalent way, and they're not just shunned to the background and, you know, show up once every 30 episodes for like a brief cameo. And I guess as well, the you know, the fact that this felt very slice of lifey, this ending, was also reminding me of JoJo Part 4. I know it's not a fair comparison. I know that the two are probably nothing alike, but, you know, this did give me slice of life feels, this ending right here. I wonder if that's related to what we're seeing in the series at this point, if everything is kind of okay, if they've just got past this huge milestone moment for the series and things are kind of in the wind down period. Or maybe this is just what the series is like as a whole, and it's really just about this huge family, even if they don't agree with things all the time with one another. At the same time though, you know, this song was really, really touching. It was just really, really nice song to hear. I liked the different tones that the song had. I really liked how it had like these chimes in the background at times, and yeah, it was a really nice ending. It was reminding me of, I think, One Piece opening, though I cannot think of which one that is, but it's making me think of the same sort of similar sound as a certain One Piece opening. Forgive me for not remembering which, but yeah, really, really nice ending here. This is definitely one that stands out. I feel like, though it's hard saying that when every single one has been amazing, but we're now ready to move on to the next ending, which will be ending number 16. So that means we are now past the halfway point. Let's go and see what we get in this next one. Here we go, ending number 16. Oh shit, okay, basketball hoop. Okay, this is like a modern era style. So this is like a sequel to that previous ending that was kind of just like showing photographs that were taken, I guess? Polaroids? Alternate universe, of course. Aw, look at them. Yeah. What is that mustache on that penguin bird thing? Didn't like that. That's a girl? I've been calling that girl a guy this whole time. I know they have feminine features, but I thought it was a guy. Oh shit, it's the cool guy. Delinquent type. Was that the girl? Yeah. Oh, it's so cute. It's very much a sequel to the previous ending that we checked out, the one earlier. Oh, and it's just... Okay. I don't know what to make of that. 2010, I wonder if that's when this ending was released, in the year 2010. You know, that's when this happened. But at the same time, is there some weird time stuff in Gintama? Or is this kind of like, you know, a lot of series will have, in the manga, there'll be like side stories at the end of a chapter, at the beginning of a chapter, like a cover story, you know, One Piece type thing. Or, you know, like I'm thinking Dan to Dan with, you know, Turbo Granny, the little side stories at the end of the first handful of volumes. You know, is this kind of like that, where it's just like an alternate universe type thing, like kind of similar to what happens in Attack on Titan, where you know, you have the modern alternate universe type thing? Is that what this is showing us? Is that something that's in the manga that was never obviously done in the series itself, but it's shown in the endings here, because this is the second time we've seen something similar to this. This is the second time we've seen this kind of alternate universe in a school type setting. All the characters look the same as they did in that previous ending, but obviously this time we're getting to see a lot more of them. We're getting to see a lot more characters. We're getting introduced to more characters, and it's just showing kind of their personalities a lot more within this one than in the previous one, because the previous one was just like Polaroid images that were just on like a cork wall, a cork board. I don't know what you call that kind of thing. I think it's a cork board. But yeah, you know, like that similar thing, that sort of thing rather. But yeah, I think it was pretty funny seeing that this one was kind of like a spiritual successor to that. I think it's really fun idea to have that. I wonder if there's going to be another series, another ending that pops up with this same kind of style. And I do deeply apologize. This girl on the left here, I had been calling them a guy for some of these previous endings. I can't remember if I referred to them as a guy or a girl during my opening reactions, but it's just like, I don't know, seeing the way she holds herself and the way she always acts like a lone wolf. I know she has like feminine features, like the eyes and the hair and everything, and that's not, but at the same time it's because of those feminine features. I am wrong a lot when I'm like, oh guy, oh girl. And, you know, within Gintama, that's very obvious. You know, I've made a lot of mistakes. If you go and check out my opening reactions, I make a lot of mistakes in, you know, gendering people, gendering characters. So I I was misgendering yet again within these, perhaps, unless this is also trying to like throw me off the loop, or throw me off the scent. I don't actually know, but just kind of assumed that this was a guy, I guess. But it looks like that is not the case, you know, with the clothing that they're wearing and everything. And I think that's really cool. I wonder then if this is a friendship that these two characters have that are out in front, if they are just friends, or if there is actually some sort of, you know, love, you know, that goes beyond just friendship between these two, because we see them together a lot, and we see the one on the left always seems to be following the one on the right, always seems to be looking up to her, and the one on the right always seems to be going out of her way to bring the one on the left along, you know, and bring her with her wherever she goes. So I wonder if it is just a case of the one on the right helps the one on the left overcome a lot of stuff and get her past her mental psyche, you know, blocks and stuff, become more confident, become much more stronger individual and personality wise. I don't know. Whereas the one on the left maybe has feelings for the one on the right, and the one on the right doesn't realize it. I wonder if that's the kind of dynamic and relationship that the two have, because that's kind of what it's reminding me of here. But this girl in the middle there, in the background between the two of them, I don't recall seeing her before. Maybe I have, but she's looking a little like annoyed or something. I don't know what to make of that. Seeing a lot of flashes of all these characters is really cool again. We get to see so many of them. We get to see a lot of their personalities and stuff. These three characters on the left here all smoking, and then the one on the right who's always reading manga, yet again reading manga. I can't see what it is they're reading because it's so dark. I wonder if I can find a shot where it's a little lighter. It doesn't look like it, no. I can't tell what that is at all, but because of the purple writing on the cover, I would guess maybe it's Naruto or something. I don't actually know, but it looks like it's the cover for Weekly Shonen Jump. So if that is the case, I wonder who that is actually out on front. But yeah, like I love that we got to see so many characters in this one, and we got to see kind of the relationships that they have with some other characters. You know, we got to see who hangs out with who doesn't exactly get on with who, and who, you know, just general stuff like that. I think it was a really cool one for that. And the song as well was really, it was really fun. I really liked the ending. It was a great ending, and yet again ending on this really beautiful note of seeing all our characters together, a lot of them together anyway, not all of them, you know, and showcasing that they have these bonds with one another. And then it transitions into this scene following this where, oh, I just realized as well, the girl who's always chasing after our main character is trying to slip a love note into his jacket pocket. That's actually really funny. I'd never noticed that prior to this. And I wonder then what this rose represents, if that is a rose, what the flower is that represents that they have in their collar pockets, if that's something that some Japanese schools do or not. It's not something that I'm familiar with, so please inform me down below. what this kind of thing is, what it represents. And the cat girl on the right here is about to kick this guy in the head. Then it shows this shot right here where it's showing a bunch of Polaroid images, I guess, or just pictures, and it's kind of like a scrapbook, a yearbook or something with all these memories. And then for it to just end with a character closing the book like this, it is kind of reminding me of one of the openings for Gintama, maybe the first opening, I guess, or not the first opening, the final opening, where, you know, it shows the picture and it's out of frame and then it's turned around and you see them in frame. It's kind of reminding me of that same kind of feel, that same vibe, but obviously it's completely different. It's a book closing to represent the closing of a chapter and moving on to something new. So I wonder if this next ending is going to be completely different and show a much more aggressive, harsher tone that we haven't really got to see a lot of in these endings. So yeah, I'm going to move on to the next one. Ending number 17. Let's see what it is that we get in this next one. Here we go. Full screen, let's go. The rain coming down again. Saw that in ending 2. Really like the sound of this one. No, not the dog out in the rain. Oh shit, okay. I was gonna ask, is this SPYAIR? I wish I actually said it. It sounded very SPYAIR. Yeah, this is amazing. I love this song. I love that guitar. That guitar riff is so good. SPYAIR is so good at making a catchy song for an opening or ending. Ooh. Oh shit, okay. Oh, that was really good. I love a good SPYAIR opening or ending. We saw it in Haikyuu, we saw it in Gintama. I'm sure we've seen it elsewhere too, but it's not coming to my mind right away. And we're seeing it again here in a Gintama ending. Phenomenal. I love what SPYAIR does in these so much. They just create a really, really catchy song, and they really just bring so much energy and fun to these things so much, and I love it. This is another great SPYAIR entry to Gintama, of course. You know, we saw, I think, 2 or 3 openings, maybe, I think it was 2. What is it, opening 16 for Gintama? Or maybe it's 13, opening 13. It was my favorite anyway, the one that has our main character running for a lot of it. It was an amazing opening. I guess in terms of songs, it was my favorite opening. I think my favorite visual-wise was the one, it was like something alien. I think that was my favorite in terms of the visuals. But, you know, those two are insane. And I know we had another SPYAIR opening. I think it might have been the very last opening for Gintama, or at least the second last opening. So to see them back and to see them doing an ending, I wonder if this ending came before any of their other Gintama work, and so it was because of the popularity of this ending that they got, you know, to do the openings that they did. I don't know how that worked or what the case was. But first of all, for this to be the first ending for full screen, widescreen, whatever well, it's not widescreen, it's full screen actually, it's not widescreen. For this to be the first full screen ending and for it to be this good, hats off to the team at Sunrise. That was incredible. Hats off to SPYAIR, of course. I know I've been praising them for the entire time of this analysis for this ending, so, you know, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about SPYAIR. Sunrise is just on another level, honestly. Like, we've checked out countless Gundam openings and endings. We've checked out some other stuff that Sunrise has done, and honestly, like, I have never seen a flop when Sunrise is on board, and it's so cool to see that they are just honestly up there when it comes to this stuff. Like, they are incredible. So this ending, I guess, in terms of visuals, it was very, very samey to stuff we've seen before, in the sense we see our main character standing out alone, looking in a different direction from our other characters here. So I wonder, like, I think they're looking towards, I think the right is supposed to be the future. I've said in previous reaction things that the left is looking towards the future, but I'm pretty sure the right is looking towards the future. So it looks like they're looking towards the future, but they're looking a little sad. But our main character is looking to the left towards the past, and he's looking down, so he's looking down and to the left, whereas the others are looking up and to the right. So, you know, looking up as well is representing hopefulness, and you know, looking down, the connotations for that, you know, looking, it can represent sadness, it can represent guilt, it can represent remorseful feelings, and just like, you know, looking down to escape responsibility, looking down to escape whatever it is that's happening or whatever it is that you're seeing. You know, it can almost be like dissociating by looking down, whereas looking up is showing that you are looking at what is happening, you're not looking away, you're not shying away, and you're accepting, you're looking up towards it. So I feel like those two scenes alone, showing this and then this right after, kind of shows that right now our main trio are maybe on not opposing sides from one another, but their ideals and their mentalities are kind of on opposing sides right now, where they're looking to the future and he's looking to the past. It couldn't be more different. One's looking down and to the left, the others are looking up and to the right. And that's maybe what this is showing us right here. And then of course we see a bunch of characters, and not really too much going on here until we see this guy. And I don't know what it is about his design on the left, but this side profile right here, and then I think when it shows him face on here, there's something about him that's reminding me of like a kaiji character that we saw in one of the kaiji openings. But you know, he doesn't have these really accentuated features, so he looks nothing like a kaiji character. I don't know what it is that's making me think that, but I just thought I would share that because, you know, that's the whole point in these videos, right? To share what I think of what I see. So then it shows like a flashback, and it shows what looks to be the same guy that we see facing off with our main character on the right here. And I'm guessing that because of the complexion of his skin and also the scar that he has under his right eye, it's the exact same. And is he also wearing like red? I'm not sure. Yeah, he's still also wearing kind of like a red scarf, similar to what we saw there. I wonder who this character is here that we see. Yeah, I wonder who that character is that has the big hat that's covering like half of their face. But the fact that it shows these characters here, the person on the left, the far left, must be kind of like a mystery character probably, maybe, or something like that. And the character that's in the middle maybe has importance to both the character on the right here in the screen and our main character who we see right here. The girl in the middle might be an important character, whether it's his mother or something else, I'm not sure. But the two don't look to be getting along. They look like they have some sort of difference, and the only way to settle that is with a smile and a charge into battle. So I don't know if they're actually fighting or if this is kind of like a friendly bout, you know, that they're just like gonna fight in a friendly sort of way, because the smile kind of indicates that, you know, it's the first time I think maybe this entire ending that we see our main character looking up and, you know, looking towards this character, and still yet again looking to the past, looking to the left, and this character on the left might be representative of that past when it comes to our main character. And for him to overcome that past, he needs to face it, and that's exactly what happens at the end of this ending. They charge in towards one another, and he is tackling his past, he is facing it head on, and that's how this ending ends. What a great ending. Loved it. Maybe my favorite so far. I really did like this ending a lot. In terms of the song, definitely. Maybe not my favorite visuals. I really did like the visuals in some of the previous endings, but I think we are now ready to move on to the next ending. So let us see what we get in this next one. Here we go. Ending number 18, I believe. I really need to start getting more confident in calling out when I think I know who the artist is, because I was so sure that was SPYAIR, but I've been so wrong so much lately when it comes to guessing these things if you check out any of my other videos, so I didn't call it out, but I really should in future. But here we go, on to the next one. Let's go. Oh, I like the speed of this one. And that guitar in the left of my ears here is really cool. They're in the Tokyo Ghoul universe world thing place. Also, Kingdom Hearts 3 reference. I love these two characters so much. These two, I don't know what to think of. The way it didn't show their faces was cool. Oh, I love the run. That's so cute. Oh, I love this. And they're running to the future now. Oh, it's so cute. The smiles. Oh, that's it? Okay. I thought there may be... Oh shit, that just ended so fast. So this one felt a lot shorter than some of the others for some reason. I don't know why that is the case. I'm sure it's the exact same length. But this one didn't really have too much going on. So maybe that's why I felt like it was shorter, because I was expecting something else to happen. But this one, you know, it's showing them in this kind of reflective world where it's showing sky and a shallow like water or something that is reflective anyway, just like a small thin layer of water that they're running on. And it's reminding me of two things being the Tokyo Ghoul opening, you know, the one that everyone knows, and Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm not going to spoil, I'm not going to go too much more into that Kingdom Hearts 3 reference, because if you don't know, then you don't know. If you know, you know though. I guess another thing it's reminding me of is the Komi-san opening that we checked out, because they also look like they're in the same similar sort of place. And I don't really know what this kind of location represents, but it looks to what it represents to me is a place which represents some sort of reflection. You know, that's obvious because all we see here is a big reflection. The screen's cut in half and it's reflected. So maybe this is the sort of arc or sort of section of the story where characters are reflecting on things that have happened in the past, reflecting on themselves because it's themselves that are being reflected, and working on themselves and becoming better people because of it. But at the same time, you know, the fact that the same person is reflected on both sides, you know, the person on top and the person on bottom being reflected, shows that they are the same people. They don't change actually, like they don't change themselves, but they change things about themselves. And while on the outside you maybe don't see that change, on the inside maybe they do. Maybe that's not the best analysis for this kind of thing, but it's all I can think of for what this sort of landscape might represent. And I think it's cool that we see here, it's cool that I paused on this frame specifically, not specifically, but a frame like this where we see our main character out in front running and he's taking a stride, where it looks like the two behind him are fighting to keep up because they are not matching his stride. They're out of stride and they're in stride with one another, but not in stride with our main character out in front. So I think that that's pretty cool to show that they're always following him and they're following in his steps, but not exactly. They're following the steps he takes, but not following in his steps. And you know, we do see a lot of other characters in the same sort of thing with reflections, and I wonder if that's what that kind of represents. I'm sorry I don't have a lot more to say about this ending. I really like the song, I like the sound of it, I like the vibe of it, I like the guitar in my left ear, you know, the way that the drum is just going off the entire time. I really liked it, and the singer's voice was beautiful. But in terms of analyzing, there isn't really too much to say about this ending, sadly. So I feel like I'm not really going to spend much more time on this one. I thought it was really cute, I thought it was adorable, and I did like it a lot. I wonder if it's meant to be representative of the light and dark in the world and the light and dark in our characters here, because the world that we see up top is very light, whereas the reflected world is pretty dark. So maybe showing that there's light and dark within each of them, or something similar to that. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about this ending, sadly, because I did really enjoy this one. But at the same time, I was expecting or waiting for a little something more at the end of it, because it just kind of ended really abruptly. But yeah, let's now move on to the next ending, which I think will be ending number 19. So here we go, ending 19. Let's see what we get in this next one. Oh shit, the scratchy look. Are we going down a pipe? Oh, the art style. Love it. Oh, I love the grittiness of the singer's voice too. This is like almost Bleach-esque, I want to say. Like very stylish with the color and everything. Oh shit. We're just seeing everyone in the style. That's really cool. I wonder if this for like a color page color spread. Something like this was done. This guy, I don't think I've ever seen him not smiling. Took the hat off. Don't recognize him though. But the hair color reminds me of, you know, Mean Girl and the brother there that it just showed. So wearing the eye patch with the head wrap. And it ends. Of course, that's how it's gonna end, right? How else would you end an ending that is very stylish, very artistic, and just really great to look at? With that, of course, I missed it, but we're gonna go back frame by frame. There it is. How else would you end it? Perfect. But yeah, no, so in terms of visuals, there was absolutely nothing to learn here, but that's okay. You know, I love the visuals. I love the unique take. I love the unique designs. I love seeing the characters in these different looks in a modern style, modern setting almost, with suits and everything like that. I love it when series do stuff like this. You know, coming to mind, you know, I've got things like Shangri-La Frontier Ending 3, had them all in suits in this kind of club dancing and stuff, and them wearing suits here in this ending was reminding me of that. And I think that is really cool when we get to see like these unique and completely different takes on series like this. And I have huge credit to the team who were able to do this, because it was very, very fun. I don't know who did the song, but I really liked it. I wonder if it shows. Yeah, I don't think I remember seeing like a point where it popped up on screen who the artist for this ending was, but I would love to know, like, in terms of, you know, the band that is providing this track, because it was a really fun one. It had a lot of energy, and the drums were just going absolutely insane in this ending. Like, listen to this shit. Let me see. Yeah, everything's going crazy there. I love the backing vocals there too, where it's just like this holy angelic, like, oh, just going obviously much higher than what I was just doing, but it really brings a unique feel to this ending. I think that matching it with this kind of visual style is really cool. I mean, I would have expected, you know, much more chaos with a song like this, but I think showing this kind of pencil scratchy look style for this song is very fitting, and it was perfectly fitting for this song and for the visuals. Everything was just great paired together. I thought that they did a great job here. I love seeing the different colors. I wonder if the colors kind of, you can take what colors can represent certain different colors as, you know, learning more about these characters. I'm not going to really spend too much time going through that, because, you know, I'd be here all day because it shows so many of them, but I wonder if you could kind of do something like that, because otherwise, why choose that color for this character? Why choose that color for these characters? You know, I feel like nothing's really entirely random. Like, I know Gintama is known for being a random series where all this random stuff happens, but I feel like nothing is entirely random to the point where it doesn't really make sense. So I feel like there is a purpose behind this. I'm not going to really be able to figure that out, because I'm not too great when it comes to, you know, color theorizing and stuff like that. But we are probably going to move on to the next one very swiftly. So yeah, I'm excited to see what we get in this next one, which would be ending number 20, I believe. So let us see what we get now that we are entering the 20 zone. Here we go. Ending 20, Gintama. Let's go. Completely different. Moped is back. Let's go. Oh, didn't mean to touch the mouse. Why is he seeing everyone as he's going past? Not the tidy-whitey guy. Is that baby main character right there? So that was his mother. Okay. I'm trying to take this all in, but it's going so fast. I'm not really able to see too much. Not the guy in the turtle costume. Wait, there's a character it just showed there that looked... Okay, I might have to go back for that. He's smiling. He's always smiling, that guy in the background. Oh, that's it. Oh, and we end with our master. Well, I assume our master. This is an interesting one for sure. It really was probably the least informative, I guess, ending. Well, definitely not, actually. Because right here we see what looks to be our main character as a baby with this character here. And then behind her is a character with similar colored hair and just similar hair to our main character. So I wonder if this is Papa and Mama. Otherwise, I don't really know who they are. Showing all these characters as well. And then, you know, we go a little further and we're starting to see all these other characters, you know, as always. All the characters that we know and love in the series. We're very much used to seeing them in these openings and endings. Particularly within the endings, because it really is just focusing on the characters a lot. Okay, this is it right here. Is this Papa up here with the red shirt on? Because I think he looks a little older than our main character, but he looks very similar. So I wonder if this is his father. This is what I was commenting on earlier, where when I was watching and I was like, is that... Hold on. Wait, is that Santa Claus being pulled in a cart by someone wearing like horns and brown trousers? Maybe look reindeer, cannot speak. Reindeer-esque. Don't know what to make of that. That's interesting. I mean, I guess Gintama, you would expect something silly like that within this series. And is that also like mecha stuff at the top right there? Like, I don't know what is happening in this series at all. This series just looks insane. And is that what this guy looks like when he pulls his eye mask off, his eye patch? Like that big pop out looking eye. And yeah, it's really just showing him going through this journey of traveling. You know, he's looking rather sad. And then at a certain point, his frown gets turned upside down. I wonder if I can find the exact moment. There he looks like he's opening his mouth a little, right? And he starts smiling. So he's not smiling yet. And then, of course, the cat appears. Of course, it's going to be a cat. Cat's going to make him smile, right? Everyone loves cats. But yeah, I wonder who it actually is that makes him start smiling. I don't think it's supposed to be a character. I think it's meant to just be representing as he goes on and he experiences all these things. The more he lives his life, he starts to smile. And all these characters make him smile. All these characters, you know, that he maybe considers his family. It's just like it's really happy, nice ending here. And I'm now noticing, I don't know what the hell this is on the left here. This girl with like a cockroach body, like... What? I'm not going to spend too much time trying to figure that out because that looks kind of terrifying and insane. Little monkey on the right here. I think we saw that in one of the openings like ages ago. Wait! There's a girl duck penguin thing and its face is coming out of the beak. What? If we go back far enough, do we see... that one's beak? No. It's being covered the entire time. Huh. I don't know what to make of that. Why are they hiding behind these things? Yeah, we're just going to move swiftly on because that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I feel like I could actually see a lot of different things in this. There's also one that's wearing like red robes. Don't know what that's about. Yeah, this is this series is crazy. And I gotta know more about it. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the next ending. Really cool song, really cool visuals. I like the kind of style, the fact that it didn't show too much, but it also did show a lot here. And the song really is just kind of like a nice uplifting feeling one, which very much matches this kind of visual style here. So let us move on to this next ending, which is 9 plus 10. Let's see what we get in ending number 21. Let's go. Sunrise. Oh, the moon. Completely contrasting with the previous one. They're in a car? What? The car is the dog! So cute! Where is the dog though? Don't tell me the dog... That's so cute though. Oh! Seeing them in the rear view. Not even the rear view. They're going full grease. Space is back. First time in space since ending 1. Look at them, they're so goofy. Oh, putting the flag down. That's so adorable. Okay, show the dog, please. I gotta know that the dog's okay. We better see the dog in the next ending. There's the dog! It's okay, yeah. I was really worried for a second. I really thought that maybe the dog died and they were honoring the dog with the flag and the car and everything. I was really actually so upset. I was like, I was really sad. But I was still vibing with the ending. But yeah, that made me really happy. Like to the point where I feel like I'm actually getting really emotional. Just seeing the dog showed up made me feel very emotional. I feel like I'm tearing up, which is so stupid. But anyway, now that that's out of the way, yeah, so this ending was not really, you know, it was another one kind of similar to the previous one and some of the other ones that have come in the past where it's not really showing a lot. It's just kind of showing, you know, it's a nice ending to end out an episode. Like this, that's all I can describe this as. It's a nice ending. You finish an episode, you get this ending, and it makes you feel good. It makes you feel nice, and it lets you transition into the next episode. You know, it's just like a nice ending. It doesn't spend too much time showing story beats or showing anything like that. It showcases characters alongside one another, in reinforcing the relationships that some of them have with each other, the friendships and everything like that. But this also does kind of have a alternate universe types feel to it. Well, not exactly alternate universe, but not exactly what we would see in this series, because one, they're in a car shaped like the dog, and we do see, you know, some of the characters riding on the back of the dog in different openings and endings. So it's kind of like almost like a play on that, showing the dog is still the vehicle, you know, getting them from point A to point B, but also like, I don't know, like this series is really confusing because I feel like this is set way in the past, right? Like it's in this like 1800s or before. I don't actually know when this is set, but the fact that he has a moped, the fact we saw an ending where the duck penguin was on a motorbike, and the fact we're seeing a car now, it's really just confusing me as to the advancement of technology. I don't know if this is alien technology or if this is just kind of like, it's set in a period, but that's it. It's just set in an era, but that's not important, and different technology shows up, and it's not really like to be taken too seriously, because, you know, a lot of times you'll spend watching a movie, like a really great example of this is the movie It Follows. I think it's called It Follows, right? The one with the killer STD or whatever, where I know when I watch movies, when they don't tell me what year this is set, what time period or anything like this, I'm looking for context clues. So I look for, like, you know, if we see a TV, what kind of style the TV looks like. If we see any other kind of technology, a phone, a mobile phone, anything like that. Whereas in the movie It Follows, it's all over the place. You see stuff like that looks like technology from the 80s, the 60s, the 90s, the 2010s. And so you don't actually get a feel for when this is set, the movie is set. And I feel like Gintama is also very much like that, in the sense that despite the fact that you kind of probably have an idea of when it's set, the technology and everything like that, it doesn't make sense for the period. There is no period, there is no time setting. It's just kind of all over the place, and that's on purpose. And you know, I think that's great. I think that's pretty fun to have a series like that. Also, I don't know if what I was just talking about makes any sense whatsoever, but you know, that's kind of what I'm going for here. So then seeing them go full Grease, where they ride the car into space towards the moon, it's just really funny. You know, if anyone has seen Grease the movie, you know that that's a very questionable moment in the movie, but it's very cool seeing that in this. It's also very Chitty Chitty Bang Bang-esque, but the fact that they're going to the moon, and then we just see them goofing around and gaffing around where they're just jumping around on the moon. It's a really, really fun scene here. Like, look at them just jumping around. It's so fun. And it's just like a really fun main trio of characters right here. And I feel like, you know, these three really just are the epitome of fun in this series. I can't imagine that anyone dislikes any of these characters right here, because they all just look like great little characters. And they look like they just get on really great together, and they really just complete each other, and they bring out the best in one another. But then, you know, we see them jumping around, and then they put down a flag, which, you know, indicates that they were here. You know, they are it. And the flag, of course, being the dog, and the dog being the mascot, perhaps, for the series. And, you know, it's just putting their stamp on the world, putting their stamp on, you know, the moon, space, and the fact that this series seems to deal with space so much. This is probably a pretty cool scene to see them putting their stamp on the moon. And then, you know, it shows them sleeping on a rooftop. We see them spend most of their times in openings on rooftops and stuff. And now that they're sleeping on one with a telescope behind them, I don't know if they were looking out towards the moon or looking out towards space, if they're trying to observe something or what's happening there. But we see them sleeping, and then Big Puppy comes along and looks down at them and goes to sleep too, probably, maybe. And it's the sweetest, cutest thing ever, and I loved it so much. And yeah, this was a really sweet song. I loved it a lot, and yeah, this is definitely one that I'm going to be thinking about, because this was a great ending, and I really, really did like it a lot. So let us move on now to the next ending, which will be ending number 22, I believe. So here we go, ending number 22. What are we going to get in this next one? Oh, rainbow. Oh, this style from one of the openings. I love it. Oh, this is so nice to see. I love the style in that one opening, and seeing it in an ending it's everything. Oh, they're blushing. It's so cute. Oh, I can't take them seriously at all. We've seen them a lot together recently, actually. That dog. Oh. Was he carrying? No. That was a big mop. Holy shit. Huge mop. Space pirate and a potential crewmate? Aww. I like seeing them smile, because in the openings he looked very angry at points. Oh, that's so cute. So I guess the fact that this opening starts with, you know, this rainbow and the puzzle piece right at the beginning, and then it immediately goes into this kind of style, and this style is present throughout the entire ending, and it's showing all the characters and it's showing the world in this really beautiful stylized look. And it's really colorful. I love the color in this. It's very much, again, reminding me of that one opening for Gintama. I can't remember which opening it was, number wise, or the name of it or anything like that, but it was a really cool opening for sure. And then seeing that it continues in that style the entire time, all the way through to the end, then when we see it end with showing the puzzle piece again falling into place, where it's showing, you know, our main characters right here in a puzzle piece. So I guess the fact that it starts with a puzzle piece and then ends with a puzzle piece, you can call those, you know, like the bookends for this ending, where it starts and ends with the same kind of image. But the fact that in between showed all these characters shows probably, like, you know, that they are all important to the puzzle that is Gintama. They are all important for the finished product. You know, you don't get a finished product of Gintama without all these extra characters. It's not just the main trio that we see in this puzzle piece, it's everyone. And I think that that's a really cool way to tell us that. And if that is the case, you know, that's really, really cool. I wonder if you could actually look at these to figure out what goes where, because that would be pretty fun. I'm not going to spend time to do that because, you know, I'd be here all day. but yeah, this is a really, really cool ending. I love the song. I think that the singer's voice sounded pretty familiar, but I wasn't able to figure out who it was. I just thought that this song was so fun. It was so playful. It was so full of energy, and it really just had me moving from side to side the entire time. Singer's voice sounded so great. It sounded very familiar. I couldn't figure out who it was though. And yeah, this was a really, really great outing for Gintama. The visuals, the style, the color, the drawings, the song, everything was pretty great. And yeah, I really, really love this one a lot. This one feels like almost nostalgic somehow. I don't know how or why, but it's making me think that, like, you know, this is the sort of ending that when I finish the series, I'd be thinking back on with fond memories. And yeah, I really, really like this one a lot. This one really just emphasized these feelings, like I said, of growth and overcoming things, as well as showing that the whole world and all the characters are very important for the whole puzzle piece that is Gintama and the entire picture. And yeah, I love that this is the last thing we see in this style, because the character on the left here, we saw, I've been guessing since the openings that this is the main girl's brother, and the fact that we see him standing there smiling with his eyes, smiling, that's a full smile face, you know, his mouth is smiling, his eyes are smiling, he's happy. And that's great, because in the openings I feel like we saw him really angry looking a lot, and he looked pretty scary at times. So I love that now we get to see him actually smile. That means so much. Great way to do this ending. I loved it a lot. But I think we're ready to move on to the next ending, which will be ending number 23. So here we go. Ending 23. What's it going to be in this next one? Let's find out. What'll it be? Oh, look at that. Oh, hell yeah. Love the sound of this too. The fact that they are in their anime style. Why is she always punching him? Not even looking at him, holding hands with the other girl. It's so funny. Not the not the body pillow with the kissy lips. What is that thing? Oh, hell yeah. Destiny. It's not a cat man, I know, but it's still hideous. And that's the point. Okay, big boot of our main character. There he is, coming in. Taking up the whole space. What's he reading? What is he reading? Picking his nose. That's the first time we've seen that in an ending. Ooh, the synth. Hell yeah. Oh, the star. That, you know, right at the end made me think of Roundabout by Yes. Like right here, like the guitar, just like, if you know Roundabout by Yes, then you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, this was so cool to see. I need to know what you are reading. Are you just reading Gintama? Are you reading yourself? I can't tell. I think he's reading Gintama though. I know this is Shonen Jump, but like I want to know what's on the volume cover. I don't know what that is on the back either. Like this girl and something, I don't know. But yeah, this ending, like some that have come before, very much showing the exact same images of characters just next to one another, going, you know, through a panning shot. But this time we have this really, really beautiful, cool, styled drawing in the forefront, which is panning the entire time too, showing basically that while these characters are larger than life, probably what it's supposed to show us because, you know, they're taller than the buildings and everything, the location is also very important. The city, the town, whatever it happens to be is very important because it's always present during this entire ending. It's in the forefront, first of all, and it's panning the entire way. So it shows the entire, I'm going to call it a city, but I might be wrong. It's showing the entire city, the entire ending, as well as all these characters. So both the city and the characters are very important for this series. Yet again, we get to see the punch that shook the world, you know, her punching this guy every single time. I love it so much. It's my favorite bit from Gintama that I've seen so far, and I love it. I can't get enough of it. And yeah, we're getting to see it another time here. I don't know what this is about this body pillow, but it's giving me the creeps. She is absolutely obsessed with him. Seeing then the rest of these characters all as they pan by, really, really cool to see. I love seeing all the characters, seeing the way that the fireworks are done in the background too. I think it's very cool looking, but at the same time, the shape of the fireworks, the way they're going off, it's reminding me of the little creepy little thing with the eyes and the mouth, you know, that looks like a tube with a little thing coming out the top. Like, you know, the thing that looks like a tampon with a face. That's what I think this is showing. So I think that's really cool as well, like that little attention to detail, because you do see like a semicircle of white or a lighter color around the edges of each of these firework things. So I think that it's supposed to be showing that it's that thing, but it's a little detail that many people might miss, I guess, from just watching, because, you know, you're not really paying attention. It's going so fast, but it really, the fireworks and the sky is beautiful, are beautiful, apologies, and really just add a lot of character to this ending, and really just showcase that this is a great one to kind of round out, well, not round out, but a great one to add to the list of Gintama endings. I really, really vibed with this one a lot. The song was so good. It had like an 80s feel to it with the synth and everything, and the singer's voice was absolutely stunning. I'd love to know who she is, because I really like the voice a lot, and I'm really bad at trying to find the shot where it shows. Oh wait, it actually does show right there. Okay, yeah, okay, never mind. When I was saying before it's something you might miss, absolutely not, because it just straight up shows you. So I completely disregard what I was saying. I'm full of shit. So this is Destiny, the song, which is shown by this thing in the background, but I don't know who the artist is. Absolutely great one. I love that we got to see him picking his nose one time at least in these endings. I think it's the first time we actually see it in one of these endings. Then for it to end out the way it did, it was really, really cool. I love the song so much. I love the visuals. They're really cool to see. And yeah, I think now we're ready to move on to the next one though, because yeah, there's not really a whole lot to say about this. I love the glow that they all had around them as well. It was really cool and made them stand out. But let's move on now to ending 24 and see what we get in this next one. Birdies, doves, peace, car. Oh, it's a doggy ending. Oh, oh no, sweet baby, no. Shooting stars. Oh, so cute. Oh, look at the baby. That's adorable. Oh, it's so cute. What's that guy doing? What the hell is that? Oh no, he's tired. The way his eyebrows went like upside down there was really interesting. Who are these two? Because we did see them previously. But they're obviously tied to the dog somehow. Oh, oh, so cute. Oh. Why is he so grumpy that it's got its paw on him? I'd be so happy. But then again, I think we did see it like biting his head in the first opening. So, you know, this makes sense. I guess they have a love-hate relationship, our main character and the dog here. But this dog is so cute. I love it so much. Yeah, I love that we got an ending focused on the dog here. I was really surprised that we didn't get one sooner than this, honestly. What is this ending number, like 24 or something? And it's the first time we get an ending focused on the dog. I feel like I definitely remember seeing the two girls that we see, these two, in a previous opening or ending, but I never really focused on them or talked about them because I don't recall ever seeing them before. But now I see that they have necklaces with these kind of like comma shape, the same shape as the eyebrows for the dog. And yeah, it's making me wonder then how they are linked to the dog. If they got these necklaces because of the dog, they were the dog's former owners or something like that, or if some wacky shit happens and they happened to be transmorphed into the dog somehow and the comma, you know, necklaces are tied to that somehow. I don't know, but I really like that we got to see a shot where the dog was tired of running. Also, what the hell is that thing, like that right there with the guy who was just sitting there as the dog ran past? That was a little strange. So here we see the dog panting out of breath and the comma eyebrows have flipped, so that's an interesting detail. And then they flip again. It's kind of hard to see, like, what happens there? How do they flip? Okay, they literally just, it lifts its head and they flip. So that's really curious. Like, that's frame by frame right there. You don't actually see a transition, it just happens. And I think it's cool to, you know, have something that indicates how a character is feeling. And this character, the dog, you know, you can tell how they're feeling based on the shape of the eyebrows. And obviously the face is very expressive as well, but the eyebrows as well also clue you in immediately. And I think that that's really cool in a sense, to just have that immediate flick moment to actually be able to tell. And then we see right after it sees those two girls, it runs on and it eventually runs into our main girl here. And it's reminding me of the ending that we saw earlier. It was one of the first handful of endings. I can't remember, maybe like ending 5 or 6 or something, where she is running on the water and the dog comes up and runs around her. And it's reminding me of that again because they're just running in circles and it's absolutely adorable. And I love it so much. I love the friendship and the relationship these two have, the dog and the main girl here, because the dog is adorable, she's adorable, and I love it so much. I'm glad that they have each other, and it makes me so happy because the way this ending started made me pretty sad, seeing the dog kind of out by itself in the rain, hiding from the rain in what looked to be like a play park sort of thing, like a, you know, the structure kids can climb up and then there's a slide on top or something. It looked like it was hiding inside one of those, and it was pretty sad looking. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it was really sad, and it made me so happy to see then that the dog was happy and the dog has this really good relationship. And then for it to end with this shot right at the end, right here with them all together, it's so adorable. I love it so much, and I love the intensity that the singer brought to this song. I love the intensity that the instrumentation brought and the whole band brought, because it was really heartfelt and like it made me feel pretty sad at the beginning, and it was really great at making me feel these things, because by the time we got to the end where we see the intensity ramping up and the dogs running, I love that a key theme of a lot of these openings and endings is running, and this time we got to see the dog running, and as the dog was running it was ramping up, and by the time it ran into our main girl here and they were happy, it was kind of at the peak of that intensity, and it really just gave it a different feeling, because that intensity can kind of go one of two ways. It can make you feel anxious, or it can make you feel good, I guess. I don't know a better word than good, but it can make you like feel great. And the fact that it made me feel great by the time we saw this, it's, yeah, great job, and I loved it so much. I really vibed with this ending a lot, and I can't wait to see what we get in this next one, because I'm ready to move on. So let us move on to ending number 25. Here we go. We're getting close to the end now, lads. Starting. Oh, the single piano key, hell yeah. Like the widescreen look for this. Aw, showing him grow up. All the different groups he traveled with during his life. Oh, all the people he faced off against. Okay. Well, there's the confirmation. This is really cool. Oh, what's he looking upset about? Cherry blossoms. Oh? Well, those... Covered in blood even now? Oh shit, okay, so he's still fighting this guy, but he's... Sorry, let me just go back. But he's using a wooden sword. So I don't know if he's kind of gave up the lifestyle of the steel, I guess. I don't know how better to word that. But I don't know if he's kind of given that up. But at the same time, I feel like we've seen him using an actual sword throughout the rest of these openings and endings, so I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe it's just like a case of he won't fight this guy, because this guy has shown up a lot, and, you know, they look to have some sort of beef or some sort of difference. They seem to have this kind of collision several times. It's been shown in different openings, it's been shown in different endings, and it's showing it here again. And it showed it right at the end of when it's showing our main character standing against, on the opposite side of the screen, against all these other rivals that he may have had, that we've seen him face off against throughout the other openings and endings. So the fact it shows him right at the end might be indicating that he is kind of the final boss, I guess, or final hurdle for our main character to get over, because he's kind of trying to set that lifestyle behind him and move on and do something else. And I feel like that's kind of maybe a part of Gintama that I didn't pick up on. I kind of thought that he was just this guy who did whatever nowadays. He's just kind of aloof. But I feel like what I'm learning from this ending in particular is that he wants to leave that lifestyle behind. And we see that, as, you know, during the beginning, we see him being anointed essentially on the battlefield. And then he's traveling with all these other people. You know, he's traveling with those three, and then he's traveling with them again, but a little older. And now he's traveling with our group. And this time he's not wielding a sword. In the others, he has a sword in his hand. You know, well, not in his hand, but you can see his sword pretty clearly in this one as well, this shot here. And out in front of him is this guy that he ends up facing at the end of this ending. So I don't know if it's a case of this guy's always been out in front, and he's like, our main character's always been, you know, one step behind him or something like that, or what the difference is that the two of them have. But there's obviously some sort of tension and some sort of strife between the two. And I think it's pretty interesting that we see several shots like these where I think this is blood on the blade, but the blade looks kind of chipped and worn. But also, because of the color of the background, this could be like the blade being broken. I can't tell if it's blood or if it's broken and we're seeing, you know, the background, the ground through the blade, I guess. where it's been broken. I think it's blood though, because down here it looks like blood, down towards where the writing is, the credits. This is showing his upbringing. He has the eyes of a killer here, and it couldn't be any more different from the eyes that he has nowadays. His eyes nowadays just look very like, I want to say glazed over, but not actually glazed over. He just looks kind of like, you know, he doesn't care. He's just doing his thing, and he's just, you know, like a sort of attitude. But I'm sure that's not actually the case. I'm sure his character actually does care about things. But, you know, it's just the vibe that he gives off when you see him in different shots. And then here it looks like he's going through a lot. I don't know what this is, what these different poles are that he's standing against. But then, you know, we do see this shot of him when he's younger on the battlefield covered in blood, and he looks very intense. And it follows up immediately with a shot of him now, I would guess. Actually, I don't know. I think that's what he would look like now, right? And he's covered in blood. But then it shows this shot here where he isn't. So I don't know if that shot that we saw just right before this was kind of an indication as to what happens during this fight in particular, or what happens. Also lyrics saying, "I will save you, so just trust me." I feel like maybe this fight is about, let me see, I know what's going on. There's bound to be other English lyrics that I missed. "I want you to know, I know what's going on. I don't stop, glorious days." We're taking back the days kind of, you know, theme from the Gintama openings, endings. You know, we had Beautiful Days, we had, I can't remember what the one was called earlier for the ending, but there was something days. And yeah, I don't stop, glorious days. And he faces off against what might be his main rival, if you would call him that, right at the end of this ending, as it says, "I will save you, so just trust me." So the fact he's using a wooden sword, it could be seen as disrespectful in the eyes of the other guy, I suppose. But in the eyes of our main character right here, he doesn't want to hurt this guy. He respects him. He likes him. It's someone that he knows. He's known his whole life, probably. And it's someone that he doesn't want to hurt. He doesn't want to fight. But he's fighting him in the sense of like, hey, I'll let you do what you need to do. You know, you get out that rage, you get out whatever you need, and I want to help you. I want to be there for you. I think that's maybe what's happening here, but again, Gintama doesn't seem like that sort of show, so who knows. The song as well was really cool. It reminded me in the middle of the Parasite the Maxim opening, you know, with the auto-tune and the way the singer's voice was going, as well as the drum beat just driving the whole thing along, and the instrumentation, the whole thing. That part right there, you could say it's maybe like a product of that time, you know, Parasite the Maxim, and this maybe came out around the same time, this ending, this series, and it does have that sort of sound to it. It sounds like a dated sound. Like, I'm not saying it sounds old, it just sounds like the sort of sound you don't really hear anymore so much, but you know, it seems like the sort of sound you would have heard a lot back then. I do think it's really cool. I like the sound a lot. I think that this had one of the coolest instrumentation across all of these endings for sure. It definitely had that real kick-ass in your face energy, and it was really cool, especially with the visuals that we were seeing, because the visuals in this ending were probably the most intense that we saw across the rest of these endings. A lot of these endings have been very send the viewer home happy sort of feel, where it feels like you're gonna walk out of the episode after the ending with a smile on your face, because it's very happy, it's very joyful. But this one feels like, you know, we're gonna slap you in the face and make you go home with a sour taste in your mouth, because this is gonna kick your ass, especially if this is related to what is happening in the series. If this isn't, it's a kick-ass cool ending. I love it. This is a really cool ending, but this one might be one that hurts or stings or just has different feelings for a viewer of Gintama, a fan of Gintama. I'm sure that the content within this arc, or within this period of when this ending plays, there's maybe some intense shit going on that might make you feel a certain way. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about this ending. I thought this was really cool. Might be one of my favorites so far. Probably is, actually. Might be my favorite. But there's been so many good ones here. It's kind of hard to pin down a favorite. But I think we're ready now to move on to the next one. So let's see what we get in the next ending. Oh, I like the kind of mantra sort of sound of this. Oh shit, nice. Oh, I love the color. All bumps in their heads. Oh shit. Oh, so the city wasn't always there. That's cool. Oh. Clap clap. That's so cool. Aww. What? Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and look through this. Oh, this is really cool. I like this, the jumpy sort of feel of this ending. The kitty! Oh, I love that. That's so cool. It throws it away. What's in the past doesn't matter anymore. What's out in front of us does, though. Oh, that's a really cool message. Shonen Jump! I see you over there. Oh, that's so funny. The dog put a big print on the paper. So let's go back. So something I might have learned from this is that, so this is our main girl, and that's the brother. She's watching from, you know, a little bit of a distance, so I don't know if something happened there. But this girl on the right here, she's one of the girls that I think we saw the dog looking up to in one of the previous endings not long ago. I think, anyway. It looks very similar with the haircut, like, you know, the straight but with a gap in the middle. And, you know, they're holding hands here or clapping, I don't know what it is, just to symbolize their friendship, I guess. But then maybe something happens to her, and that's why our main girl here looks after the dog, because the dog might have been hers. That's my theory for that. Shots like these are so cool when we get to see the difference in them growing up. And it's interesting that it shows, you know, these three, but then this guy seems to show up much later. I didn't realize that. I thought it was strange because when I was checking out the openings, I do remember these three a lot. But then I remember towards the end seeing this guy who is the space pirate, right? I remember seeing him towards the end in the flashback scenes, and I was like, oh, that's weird. I guess I just never realized that, but I'm gathering now that he shows up much later during their training, during all of this, and I wonder if that's important that he shows up later, so he's not really aware of a lot of their past, a lot of what they've been through, and he shows up with this smile on his face. As always, I've said several times, he is always smiling, and I love that about this character so much. And he shows up with this really happy attitude. You can kind of see, going from left to right, the different stages of like being unhappy with this guy. Like on the far left, this guy looks rather uncomfortable, but kind of smiling. Our main character in the middle there looks kind of like, what's this guy doing? But he's not unhappy about it. Whereas on the far right, the guy who was fighting our main character in the previous ending, he looks pissed. He does not look happy. So I guess it kind of indicates maybe the trajectories that they go on in their lives, where maybe this guy who shows up smiling, the space pirate, kind of opens the two on the left's eyes, in the sense that, like, you know, you don't have to be unhappy all the time. You can be happy despite what you're doing, and despite all of this stuff that's happened, you can still be happy. And I wonder if that's kind of like an important part of what happens regarding them. Maybe is this character putting something over their eye, or what is that? I don't know. That's interesting. But then the shot right here where it shows a landscape, and you think, oh, okay, a landscape, nothing too interesting there. But over time, you start to see the landscape come into view, and I think that's really cool the way that it was done. You know, it really just goes from not being there at all to coming into focus. So it's kind of showing us that the location of the past is gone, and what's coming into focus, what's coming into importance, what is important now, and what we're looking towards, which is also reinforced then at the end of the ending, is the future and what we see now, what's there now, and what the future holds rather than what the past had. And then we see our little main guy right here training his ass off, trying to be the best that he can, but the guy that was smiling looking at him is no longer there. So I wonder if that's an important part of his past, someone that maybe is no longer with us, that he really loved and respected, perhaps. But the most confusing shot of all is this one coming up right now. So it shows these three, right? And this is like who we saw in a previous ending, I believe, right? So this guy, it never showed the face of, it just showed his chin. It kind of showed him from here down, like, you know, his bottom, the bottom of his cheek, his mouth, and his chin, right? And I was wondering then if it was important that it never showed him. The color of his hair, the way it's shown here, reminds me of the guy that had the eye patch on that our main character was fighting in the previous ending. So I wonder if he's related to that guy. In the middle, I don't know who this is, but I suspected that it was our main character's mother. And then the guy on the right is someone who is from our main character's past, and they did fight in one of the endings. But right after this, it transitions into this. And I don't know what that's about. I don't know if that's telling us that this is the same character, this woman in the middle. And if that's the case, then would I be guessing that this is our main character's mother? Because I wouldn't think so. But at the same time, I don't actually know. But from what I've seen in openings and endings, it doesn't really seem like this would be our main character's mother. But then I don't know what this kind of series is. The series does seem to go against common tropes and go against what you would expect. And then the ugly ass cat man on the left, who happens to be a cat woman actually. And then the robot cyborg on the right. And they're smiling. And it shows that they're happy. And I wonder if that's important because maybe the woman in the middle here, she went through some really awful shit that meant that she was no longer around for these two. As her life went on, she ended up finding happiness in these other two here, and they are kind of her life, her light in her life, and, you know, make her happy. And I wonder if that's kind of what it's telling us. Again, I don't know, because it's hard to tell sometimes with these kind of things. This girl right here, looking really sad and lonely, eating a donut on a roof, and then it shows her a little older and eating the same donuts, but with this guy right here. So I think it's really cool that the main focus of this ending is showing people finding happiness in their futures. You know, in the past, some of them do look happy and some of them do look like they have gone through some stuff, but in the futures, everyone seems to have someone, everyone seems to have something, and everyone, for the most part, is either happy or smiling or showing some sort of indication that there's been growth between their past and their future. And I think that's a great sign of this ending, and I think that's a great indication of what this series is and what might be happening at this point in the series. Oh, he's petting a little kitty cat like there as well. That's so cute. So yeah, they're all walking away. He's petting a cat. And then it shows right after that, he's still petting a cat, but this time the girl is gone. So whoever that girl is, she may be no longer with us, or something has happened. That might be indicated by the calico cat, because let me see if I can find the shot again. So the colors on her robe, I can't remember the name of it, kimono, I think. The colors on what she's wearing are kind of reminiscent of that, of what we see in the calico here. You know, not exact, but pretty close and similar-ish. And obviously, one of the biggest known obvious facts about calico cats is that they are almost always female. So maybe the fact we don't see her in this shot right here, but we see the cat, might be kind of indicating that despite the fact that she is no longer with us, she is always with them, and she is always going to be a big part of their lives. And it's also showing that this character right here, same character as always, despite what he's maybe been through, he still loves cats, he's still a great little fella. And yeah, I don't know really what else to kind of glean from this, but that's what I'm learning from it anyway. And then I just love this shot right here. This shot is so cool, showing the photograph being held up, and then he, I guess, here's his group showing up, and he decides to pull it away, and we see how different everything looks. You know, there's spacecrafts in the sky, the buildings are huge, and it's showing, yet again, emphasizing what I talked about earlier, showing the willingness to move on, look towards the future, and forget about the past, forget about what might have happened in your past, forget about things that might have been in the past, and kind of look forward to the future and be willing to accept the future and whatever may come with that future. And I think it's a wonderful, beautiful message, and if that is what Gintama teaches us, I love that so much. I wish more series kind of showed us messages like that, because I love series that have messages, and a lot of the series that I do love the most generally do have some sort of message attached to them. And I think that what I'm learning from Gintama, I think it's a beautiful series. And yeah, I think we are ready to move on to the next ending. Wonderful song as well, by the way, let me add. I forgot to talk about the song. I really love the kind of swingy sound to it. It really had this fun energy to it. The way that the singer and the instrumentation were kind of working with each other, that thumpy kind of sound, you know, the response sound that the singer was giving to the guitar, the drum, everything is just absolutely fun. And I think that this ending, yet again, like I've been saying this a lot recently, is going to be one of my favorites for this list for sure. It was so good. And this part right here, it's so good. It's incredible. What a great ending. This was a really, really good one. And for an ending that really doesn't show a whole lot as well, the fact that it kind of just shows a lot of images, but I learned so much from those images. I feel like this might be one of the endings that taught me the most. And I think that's really cool. I love this ending. It was a great ending. But yeah, like I said, I think I'm ready now to move on to the next one, which will be ending number 27. Here we go. Oh, holy shit. We're bringing this cool ass colored art style back with the scratchy drawings. Love it so much. Showing a gun is always so funny. Oh, this is cool. Oh shit. This is reminding me of the last opening for Naruto, like base Naruto. With the silhouettes. Oh? Mama? Oh, look at them. That's so cute. uh, I love the sound of this ending. It's so different from the previous endings that we just checked out, the past few. Holy shit. That was really cool. I don't know what that text says, but that was really cool ending. I think that it's pretty interesting that, you know, every time it was giving us the little, I think it's pretty cool that every time the little funky bass groove line came in, we got to see this, you know, kind of like a audio waves, I guess. And that's really cool because, you know, it sets this apart from other endings and it really just gives a memorable edge to it. And it's reminding me, when it's showing like these right here, it's reminding me of the opening that I checked out a while ago for, I cannot remember the name of the series. You'll have to forgive me, but I can describe it a little. It's the series that was done by the same people who did Danganronpa. What was that series called? But it's reminded me of that opening anyway, where we have this kind of like line across the audio waves. And it's interesting that it has this, you know, groovy line coming in every so often. It really breaks up the song a lot because the song is really cool and it doesn't get monotonous whatsoever. It changes the sound, changes the style, changes everything every so often, and it's a really fun one to check out. I love the visual style in this ending. It really switches things up as well. Almost like every time the instrumentation changes, the art style changes in the ending, and it's really interesting that they just really capture that so well. Like the pairing of the ending song and the ending visuals are really, really interesting and one of the most fun to check out today for sure. I really think that this is going to be, visually wise, one of my favorites for this ending list for sure. Song as well was incredible. I really like the song, but I don't really know if I learned as much from this ending as I maybe learned from some of the others. That's not a bad thing whatsoever. I think it's really cool that they just kind of went for a unique look for this ending and they presented these interesting ideas, you know, alternate realities, alternate universe type things where they're wearing all these fancy clothing that they wouldn't actually be wearing perhaps. And I wonder if there's anything to learn from what they're wearing, from what they have, anything like that, because obviously I'm not going to pick up on that because I haven't seen the series. I don't understand, you know, what it's trying to tell us here. And I think it's really just telling us this cool little ending. Like, it's really just showing us a cool ending. And I love this look right here where it's showing the feathers in the background and then the crow flies off. You know, crows obviously, haiku obviously, you know, duh. And right when it's showing the crow, it's got orange, which is the color of haiku. I'm joking. Don't come for me. But yeah, I really thought that this was a really cool vibe of an ending. I don't really have much to say about it. I liked it a lot. I liked the different styles. I liked the different looks. I love the color that was used here, the use of color, the song, the singer's voice, absolutely incredible, everything about it. But yeah, there wasn't really too much to learn from it, sadly, so I don't think I'm going to linger on this ending for too much longer. I think I'm going to just move on to the next one. But yeah, this is a really cool one, and I'm now ready to check out ending number 28 for Gintama. We're very close to the end. We're down to the final 3, so let's see what it is in this next ending. Here we go. This sounds like a continuation from the previous one, instrumentation-wise. Why is she getting married? Who's she marrying? Runaway bride, that's so funny. Oh, those leaves are back. Saw those in one of the openings. They're all brides to be. Except those 3. I'm electric. She's got a gun. Guns and Roses? Holy shit. Don't think those were roses though. She took the hat off. The girls in this series are all very pretty. And they all look like they could kick my ass. Oh, look at her. She's so happy. What did she see? All of her other girlies. That's so funny. Big doggy there, of course. This is a really cool ending. I think that just telling us this really silly story was perfectly Gintama. You know, I can't tell if they were trying to make it look like she was supposed to marry one of these two, one of the other two on our main trio. I don't think that's the case because I couldn't imagine that. I feel like they were just there as like kind of, you know, backing her up. But she runs away. She leaves the ceremony, becomes a runaway bride. And it looks like the rest of them also all ran away because they're all here wearing white. And, you know, obviously you don't wear white to someone else's wedding. That's just like rule 101 of things that you do not do. So I think that it's pretty cool that we're seeing all the girlies here. And it's really fun to see that because the girls in this series look like so much fun. I really love the way that the manga artist or the manga creator for this series created so many women that look like they're very powerful and that look like they could kick my ass. They all look very fun as well. They all look very different, but you know, they all look like they have a great role in this series. Every single one of them, even the girl in the background who is an absolute creep loser for our main character who will just follow him to the ends of the earth. Maybe calling her a creep loser isn't fair. I don't mean it in the literal sense. We see Catwoman, Robo Girl, and the older woman in the background. They're just wearing different clothes and they're all taking it easy. They're doing whatever it is they want. They're just eating food, smoking, whatever. And I think that it's, yeah, this is a really, really cool ending. I love the dog showing up as well. The dog obviously also showed up in white, and the only characters not wearing white are, like I said, the 3 that are always together, the older woman and the cat girl and Robo Girl, and our main 2 guys right here. And yeah, such a cool ending here. I really, really think that it was a fun, memorable one. And seeing like personalities even in what they're wearing and stuff and the way they're stanced when it's showing them right here kind of tells us a lot about the characters, as well as that, you know, the way that the instrumentation kind of led into this. Like, let me go back I'm gonna play the end of the previous ending into the start of this next one. Like, here we go. It's really just has that kind of sound to it. And then right at the beginning of this one, that same guitar riff almost. It's really, really fun to hear that. I feel like I've never experienced anything like that where I hear the exact same sound from opening to opening, from ending to ending for a series. And I don't know if it was intentional, but if it was intentional, hell yeah, that's so fun and so cool. I love it so much. That's a really cool trait that these two endings had. The fact that they have the same guitar riff in the background, playing the same sort of heaviness as well. But if it wasn't intentional, I still think it's really cool. I wonder if, you know, other people point that out when they're checking out these endings. You know, obviously, you know, when you're watching Gintama, people who create these openings and endings, they don't create them for people to sit down like me and check out every single one in sequence. They create them for viewers of the series. And, you know, you're going to check out an episode and then, what's that? A new ending? Holy shit, I wasn't expecting a new ending. You might not realize that it sounds similar because you're not sitting down to watch them all in sequence. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think it's pretty cool that it does sound similar in that sense. But yeah, I'd love to hear, you know, if there is actually any trivia or any information or news behind that as to why that is, or why I might think it sounds similar anyway. But yeah, that's honestly maybe it for this ending. I love that this was an ending for the girlies. And yeah, I think that seeing them all smile, all be happy was absolutely adorable. And yeah, I loved it so much. I think it's really cool seeing an umbrella here as well, obviously, because our main character, our main girl, always has an umbrella. I don't know what the bunny represents. I don't recall ever seeing a bunny in this series. But yeah, with that said, I think I'm ready to move on to the next ending. If anyone could tell me what it says on the cake here, please tell me. I'd love to know. So yeah, let's check out ending number 29. We're so close to the end now. It's crazy. Such a fun ending that was. Oh, the sound of this is reminding me of something else from Gintama, maybe. Oh, this is cool. I like this a lot. Aww. This feels like the final ending. I know there's one more, but this feels like a great send-off, honestly. Oh shit. I feel like I'm seeing things. I'm gonna try not to pay attention because I don't want spoilers. Burnout syndromes. Oh, it's so cute. I'm so in love with the visual style of this ending. This is incredible. The way it showed his hand growing up and the sword and everything there was so cool. That was really actually a great sequence of events just then. Like this right here, showing him grow up, all the different weapons that different people use and that our main character ends up using probably right at the end there. So cool. I really, really love that a lot. That was a really cool shot. And, you know, if you're a fan of the series, you'd probably actually be able to recognize most of those weapons, recognize whose hands they are and stuff like that. I cannot. I can recognize an umbrella. I can recognize just that's about it. Probably the umbrella. That was all I was able to really pay attention to or pick out as, you know, a unique thing. This ending, I do apologize. I don't want to go through this too much. I'm sure you will understand. This is a series I would like to check out in the future at some point, and I don't want spoilers. And I feel like this ending shows a lot of death, shows a lot of people who have passed on, shows a lot of, you know, grievances and stuff like that. And I kind of saw that those were being shown, but I wasn't paying attention to who it was showing or what happened. You know, I was just recognizing and seeing what it was showing, but not actually focusing too hard because I kind of forced myself not to recognize what I was seeing there. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just something I do a lot when I'm like, oh, I don't want to see a spoiler, so I'll kind of like glaze my eyeballs and not actually see what I'm fully seeing my sight. But this was such a great ending. This song was incredible. I love this song so much. This is maybe my favorite song. I really like this one a lot, and it makes sense. It's the Burnout Syndromes, you know. Burnout Syndromes, of course, did amazing openings for both Haikyuu and Dr. Stone. Maybe it was endings. I can't remember what if they did openings or endings, but I remember them so well because those were so good. I really love the work that they did there. And yet again, they have come in so hard and fast and heavy to provide what is the maybe my favorite ending. I don't know if that's a popular pick right there, but this is honestly my favorite ending. It really just gave me these really intense feelings of happiness and sadness. It's weird. It gave me both complete different feelings on the spectrum of happy and sad. And the fact that it was able to do that is absolutely insane. I love that this felt happy in the sense that it felt like a celebration of the series. It felt like it was celebrating everything that came before, everything that's to come, and everything about Gintama. But at the same time, it also felt like it was saying goodbye. This felt like it was wrapping things up. It felt like the ending was kind of saying like, hey, we had a great run, but we have to end things somewhere. And that's what this felt like. And it made me feel pretty sad because I have absolutely adored these openings and endings. I know that I say openings and endings, but it's because I adored the openings as well. And these endings that I've been checking out today, I have loved them so much. They are so good. And the fact now that we're so close to the end, I am getting a little sad because I'm not ready to say goodbye to these characters. And it makes me happy in a sense that I know that I have another video that I will be doing for Gintama. I will be doing, you know, special openings, special endings that I missed before. And again, I would please implore you guys in the comments below to list different openings, different versions that you would like to see me check out, different special openings, special endings. I think there's like another series like San Gintama or something like that. I'm probably getting the name wrong, but it has openings and endings, and I will be checking those out too in that video. But please list below everything I've missed so that I can check it out, because I really don't want to say goodbye to the series, and I need to know that there's more to come. This was an absolutely incredible ending. Visually, it was so unique and special. I love this pencil style, the shading, you know, the kind of like they've put the lead to the page and just kind of done that kind of shading. It looks so good. The characters look better than ever before. Honestly, I love the looks of the characters in this ending, and I loved this song so much. It was so good, and it really just gave me such intense feelings throughout this entire thing. The instrumentation was so good, like that drum beat and the guitar just kind of backing it up. It has dips and dives, and you know, it has these heights as well. It was great. This is an absolute amazing ending, and it's my favorite probably for sure, and that's coming from a crazy good list of endings. So yeah, I think I'm now ready to move on to the final ending, because like I said, I don't want to spend too much time going through the ending here, because this one seemed to show a lot. And yeah, shots like these as well, where it has all this color in the background. I don't know if the fact it looks like fire is supposed to be cluing me into something or not, but I love the look of it. I love the coloration. I loved everything about this. This was a hell of an ending, and one that is going to be sticking with me, because this is, you know, making me feel really intense feelings. So let's move on now to the final ending for Gintama. What a hell of a ride we've had. What a great list of endings so far. I hope that we end this on a great ending as well. I'm sure that we will. But here we go. Ending number 30. I can't believe I'm saying that, for Gintama. So right before we get to this next ending, if you've enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. Oh, traditional sound. Reminiscent almost of the final opening as well, where the office looks pretty empty. I wonder if that's meant to be make me feel that same way. Oh, that's so cool. It's showing shots from the series, scenes from the series. Oh, I love it. I don't want to pay too much attention like before, but I am watching. That's so cool. I love that. This is a celebration. Oh, oh, what was that? Oh, I hated that. Oh, it's so cool. The keys in the background there as a little like bridge almost. Aw, he looks older. Oh, they all look great, but they're all separate. Oh, okay, shows them together. I love it. Aww. And that brings us to the end of this list of endings. This isn't going to make much sense, but this one really didn't show too much new stuff. But at the same time, for me, it showed a lot of new stuff. But this is, for fans of the series, this is showing just stuff you've seen before. There's nothing new here whatsoever. But for me, all of this is new. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. I'm kind of contradicting myself, I feel like. But the fact that this ending starts with these shards that are kind of showing, you know, things that happened, almost like memories, it made me rather sad. I thought that I was going to get a sad ending, especially the way the instrumentation and the song sounded at the beginning. Like, but then things ramp up in intensity. You know, we get this really traditional sounding song. The singer's voice was absolutely beautiful. I wonder if I know who the artist is. Chico with Honeyworks. Of course it was. Obviously you gotta end with Chico with Honeyworks. Of course they've done plenty of work for, you know, Gintama in the past. So ending with them feels very fitting, and it feels like a really great send-off. The fact that SPYAIR did the opening for the final opening for the series, and Chico with Honeyworks did the final ending, that I couldn't think of a better way to send this off, unless, you know, they brought back Tommy Heavenly 6 for the final ending, or for the final opening or something like that. Yeah, this was a really great way to send off the series. I love that for fans of the series, this is probably going to be an ending that gets a tear out of you, because you're at the end of the series at this point. When this ending starts playing, you're at the end, and you know you're at the end, and it starts playing scenes from the past. And for me, that would make me really sad and emotional, because I'm comparing this in my head. I know it's not the same. I'm comparing this in my head to Season 3, Part 2, the ending for Attack on Titan. Can't remember the name of the ending, but it's the one by Cinema Works or something like that. It's a very, very sad and slow song, and it has these really triumphant moments, and it feels like this huge send-off for the series. I know there is more Attack on Titan, and I'm just using it as a way to compare it to Gintama. You know, I know that this is a huge send-off for Gintama, and that's felt like a send-off for Attack on Titan, because it was the last ending attached to Wit Studio, and it was showing all these scenes from the past of the series. And the fact that this feels very similar, I know if I was watching Gintama, I'd be bawling my eyes out probably several times when I'm checking out this ending, because I don't want this to end. I know it's ending, and once that final episode hits and it fades to black right at the end of this ending, I would be a mess, because this feels like a huge send-off for a huge series. And I think that they did an absolutely incredible job here. I really loved it so much. There were some shots in this ending that really just freaked me out. You know, there were... I wonder if there's a shot here where our girl punches that guy again, because I got to see that one more time. I don't know if it happened in this ending, but if it didn't, that's a shame, because that's the best bit in all of Gintama right there. And it showed the creepy duck penguin thing with arms coming out and like this really creepy face coming through the beak. I hated that so much. That really creeped me out. I did not like it one bit. But then we also saw this like kappa type thing in the water, which looked really creepy and weird too. I wonder if that's just like an outfit being worn by a guy, because we did see a guy wearing a shell kind of costume at one point. So I wonder if that's kind of just a costume that he's wearing to make it look like there's a kappa or something like that. But otherwise, it was really creepy and weird. I didn't like it. And then we see some like grudge type thing there as well. Like, it's just a really, really... Yeah, there it is. It's... I hate it. I hate it. I don't like that. Oh no. It was an absolutely fun send-off to the series. I'm sure within this ending there are plenty of references to other things that I'm not catching because I'm not that well versed in anime. I'm sure that these are almost like the best hits for Gintama. Whether these are your favorite moments or not, I don't know, but what a... Lupin the Third! Lupin the Third. Holy shit. That's literally the same shot. That's so fun. Okay. There it is. Okay, this thing looks terrifying. Okay. I don't know if our main character here knows she's on top of him sleeping or not, but you know, yeah, this feels like a best hits of the series. You know, this is reminding me of the first opening for the series where we see the cutest dog of all time biting down on our main character's head, but this time he's biting down the space pirate's head. I wonder if this is because the space pirate shows up at one point, and you know, it's maybe a little later on in the series, and he shows up and the dog thinks it's a threat, but no, it's just like an old friend from the past for our main character. And even though he's being bit, he's still smiling. I love this guy so much. And yeah, huge ending for the series. What a great way to do it. Chica with Honeyworks did a fantastic, amazing job here, and this was a great ending. This is a really good one to end off on, and it is a huge send-off. Maybe the previous ending I feel like felt like a better send-off ending, but this one is definitely a send-off ending, and I loved it. I'm really upset that I'm finished with the Gintama endings. I really do want more. I want more from this series. That's really going to do it for me for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, please stay tuned for another Gintama part. And also, like I said right before checking out this ending, please comment below what I need to check out when it comes to that video. I want to check out more openings and endings, special openings and endings that I missed, and you know, just let me know what I've missed and I will for sure check those out. This has been an absolutely amazing list right here. Thank you for recommending it to everyone. Thank you for voting for it in the poll. And yeah, there's really not much more to say. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And please comment down below with your favorite ending from this list. And again, like I just said, what I need to check out next from Gintama. And yeah, that's it. That's really all I have to say. Sadly, I need to sign off in this video now. I don't want to, but I have to. So yeah, I hope that I will see you in the next one. I hope that you're having a great day. So I will see you then. Take care.